sit down, we're just starting. There's no opening act. Fuck it, let's start. Let's just start. Get your seats. Get your beers, everybody. Go ahead. Sit down. Kill the house lights. Let's just start. Let's just start a show. There's no point in screwing around. I'll do all the announcements that you would have heard. Please turn off your cell phones. I mean, you can take pictures, but turn off the flash. That's stupid because it's not. You know, like when you're watching the World Series and there's all like that, like your flash is lighting Yankee Stadium. Just leave your flash off. If you have, don't yell out during the show. If you have something you want to say to me, totally. This is what we do. We write it down, and then you go outside in the lobby, and then you go home and you kill yourself because. That's selfish. This is a rhetorical performance. It's got nothing to do with you. Don't text or Twitter during the show. Just live your life. Don't keep telling people what you're doing. Just because also, it lights up your big dumb face. It lights it up. I see this beautiful sea of darkness and then just one guy. So don't do that. What else? No Jews. I think they said that earlier, but they told me I have to say it. Jews aren't allowed. If you're Jewish, this is a good time to go. If you see somebody kind of Jewy looking, then please tell an usher, and they will. Sir, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. But I'm really glad you're here. This is a sizable crowd. This is a big place. There's about 2,500 people here. And that's a lot of people. That's enough people to be like a sample of the population. 2,500 people is enough people that you're all going to experience a lot. There's enough people here to say that within 2 months, at least one of you will die. I'm just saying, I think it's probably accurate to say that out of any random group of 2,500 people, not all of you are going to make it to Christmas. Unfortunately, there's going to be at least one of you here tonight is going to ruin your family's Christmas by dying a shitty death. And I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. I don't know, your death is whatever. Some people, they want you to do things when they die with their, like, I want you to take my ashes and sprinkle. Fuck you, I'm not doing none of that shit. You're dead. I'm not going to run errands for you after you're dead. You don't matter anymore. Some people try to do something, noble with their bodies. They try to have their bodies have some use after they're dead, which I think is a good thought. You're only borrowing your body. You're only borrowing everything. If your body's worth anything when you're done with it, you should pass it on. That's something I really believe. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. Ew, it's mine. I have a lot of beliefs, and I live by none of them. That's just the way I am. They're just my beliefs. I just like believing them. I like that part. They're my little believies. They make me feel good about who I am. But if they get in the way of a thing I want, or I want to jack off or something, I fucking do that. But some people take their body. My grandmother, she, just for the layman, my grandmother, she gave her body to a medical school. So for it to just be examined and dissected, which is a good thought for that, but they're her survivors, or her family. That was a person. That was my grandmother. She used to wear glasses and say things. And now she's just shaved head on a metal table with a hungover medical student trying to dig out her pancreas, and he gets an F. Imagine being the body where the kid got an F on you. The teacher's like, no, you idiot. And he writes F on her tit with a Sharpie and just throws her down a chute on a pile of F body. So I don't care about her. Shut up, idiot. Just shut your fucking mouth. Did you hear me before? Okay, so what am I going to do with my body? I'm going to die, and I got to tell people what to do with my remains. And I have an idea for something to do with my body, or for other people to do with it, that will do good in the world. And it doesn't exist yet as like an institution, but I'm going to create it, starting with my body. And what it is, it's a place where you can go and be with a dead body, and you just do whatever you want. And the point of this is that there are people out there who have sexual compulsions and they can't control them. And so they go and they bother alive people. And this, you get it out of your system. This is the deal. You go in the room, there's nobody else with you, you got 90 minutes, you just do whatever you want. Whatever it is. Shit in my mouth, you want to stick my toe in your pussy, piss on my face, whatever is the thing you got to do. Jack off with the cartilage of my ear, whatever is your heart's desire. I want to be the Willy Wonka for perverts. You can come on my back and pretend that I'm your father. I am dead, I don't mind. Well, you know, sexual perversion is a problem. You can't stop it. People got to do what they got to do, and you know, this country's pretty perverted. I mean, we have to jack off to everything. There's nothing that just gets, there's not like sex and then everything. Sex is in everything. You watch the news and there's a woman like telling you, and in Libya. And I'm like, yeah, well, tell me about Libya. Fucking tell me about Libya. Say Libya again. Come on, fucking right up to the screen, my flat screen. Come on, say Libya again. It should just be a person in Libya, whatever. Why does it have to all be so sexualized? And music, like everything is, like every musician is attractive. Isn't that a weird coincidence? That everyone who can play music also looks good? I would have thought there'd be like one ugly guy with a guitar who would be amazing, but fucking zero. And there's like teen pop idols who are children. And they're on TV like going, it's a kid. And folks are jacking off to them. Folks. Just folks are jacking off. Well, folks are jacking off to the girls on TV. Some of them are really young. I can't think I don't know their names. I don't have that knowledge anymore. I'm too old. Britney Spears is like, when I think of a teen idol, is Britney Spears. That's hold up, because she's my age now. That's how long ago that was. She caught up to me. When I was 35, she was 18, and now we're both 44 years old. So that's how little I know about who these people are. I was thinking the other day, what if there was a baby who was born, and there's been a lot of fucked up babies. There's all kinds of babies born. There's been babies with, connected at the face to a dog or whatever. There's been babies with 3 legs, with hands on them. There's been Chinese babies. That's the worst thing I ever said. I think I just finally said the worst thing I have ever said. That was totally unredeeming and horrible. And it feels good. It feels good to have found bottom. It's a comfort in knowing that I just said the worst thing I'll ever say in the rest of my life. It's good. All right. Yeah, I'm not a good guy. I am not. I wish I was a good guy. I like the idea of being a good guy. Sometimes I have an opportunity to be a good guy, but then I don't necessarily do it. I was on a plane once, and I was flying first class because I had a thing. I fly first class. Who cares? Just, that's the way it is. I'm not like you. I'm not. All the things you do, I do a better version of all those things. It's only for another year at the most, believe me. It's not gonna last. It's been about 8 months. I got a year left, and then I'm back to being just like you. But for now, it's pretty good. So, I'm in a first class seat, and first class is so crazily better. It's so much better. You get a bigger seat, you get food, but also you get to sit. And first, you get to sit before anybody else does. They sit you down, and you get to just sit there with champagne and watch all the sweaty, just miserable, all the single moms hefting their stroller and the kid. And you're like, oh, that looks heavy and nobody's helping you. That's a drag. And you get to just... Anyway, so I was on a plane, I'm first class, and a soldier gets on a plane. I see soldiers fly all the time, because that's how they get to the war. They fly on a shitty airline. You think they get to go in a cool green plane with a red light, go, go, go! No, they just go to Delta, and they just wait in line to go to a war. And they always fly coach. I've never seen a soldier in first class in my life. It could be a full bird colonel. He's between two fat guys in coach. And they're always nice. I've never seen a soldier get on a plane like, hey, I'm in the army. Fuck you. I have a gun. They're always like, oh, yes, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's like having an extra flight attendant. They help everybody put their shit up. They're awesome. And every time that I see a soldier on a plane, I always think, you know what? I should give him my seat. It would be the right thing to do. It would be easy to do, and it would mean a lot to him. I could go up to him, hey, son. I get to call him son. Hey, son, go ahead and take my seat. Because I'm in first class, why? For being a professional asshole. I'm in first class because I talk about babies with big dicks. That's what got me my seat. This guy is giving his life for the country, he thinks, and so he has to sit. But that's good enough. That's good enough. The fact that he thinks it. I'm serious. He's fucking told by everybody in his life system that that's a great thing to do, and he's doing it. And it's scary, but he's doing it, and he's sitting in this shitty seat. And I should trade with him. I never have. Let me make that clear. I've never done it once. I've had so many opportunities. I never even really seriously came close. And here's the worst part. I still just enjoyed the fantasy for myself to enjoy. I was actually proud of myself for having thought of it. I was proud. Oh, I am such a sweet man. That is so nice of me to think of doing that and then totally never do it. At least you should be good just to the people, just turn a good face to the people that you see in life. I don't do that either. Because when I get in the elevator in my building, that's my first contact with human beings always, after being home and just being disgusting for hours. Then I come out in the elevator, and there's always a guy in my elevator who's nice, and I hate it. I get really upset when people say nice things to me. That's not a good impulse. I get in the elevator, and there's always this one guy who he sticks his face right in the front of his fucking head, and he just floats it out there like a big balloon, you know? Hey, how's it going? I get upset, I get cagey, I get this weird impulse that I want to come on his face. I don't know why that's the thing, but that's what I think about, is that I wish I could just secrete cum without the sexual workup, like, as a defense, you know, like a squid or a skunk. Not sexually, I mean aggressively. Hi. Jesus, man. You just came in my eye. I just want to go downstairs. I don't want to talk. All right, this is going a little off the rails. I don't remember what I was trying to say. I'd like to be a better person. I would. I'd like to be a better person. And I think I'm getting worse as a person. Because as you get older, you start finding out, like, let me give you an example before I rented a car a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles, had the car for a few days, and then when I went home, I had to drop the car at the rental place. You know, you got to go to the rental place that's off the airport, give them the car, give them your thing with the mileage. You got to get on a bus and then go to your terminal and check in. I was late and I was worried about missing my flight, so I knew I had no time to do any of that. So I never did this before. I just drove my car right to the terminal and just left it there. And I got on the plane. And once I was on the plane and I had a little moment, I called Hertz and I said, hey, listen, your car is sitting out in front of Terminal 4 and the keys are in it. So that's where it is. And the guy was like, you can't do that. You have to return it to this location and then get... And I go, well, I didn't do that already. And now I'm leaving California. So if you want your car, you need to go to that place where it is. And he was like, oh, Jesus, man. All right, we'll get it. And that was the end of it. And I realized I could do this every time. Every time I rent a car, because of course they want you to do all that shit. But if you don't, they still want the car back. They're gonna send a dude. You could drive a car till you don't want it. Just get out of it while it's moving and just walk away. Well, I don't feel like being in that car any longer. Just call Hertz. Hi, your car is drifting into the intersection of 28th and Broadway. If you're interested, it's now your problem. But see, this is a terrible realization. Because you should act in a way that if everybody acted that way, things would work out. You should, because it would be mayhem if everybody was like that. And most people kind of don't care. Most people are very selfish. Most people don't give a shit what happens as long as they get to do their favorite thing. People don't even want to back off from their favorite thing. They won't even do their second favorite thing. Like, you ever seen somebody like they're at an intersection and they want to make a left, but they're in the all the way right lane because they messed up. So now okay, here's the guy. He's in the right lane and there's a lot of cars, like 6th Avenue, like a lot of cars, and he wants to make that left. So what does he do? He just does it anyway. He just goes ahead and he just shoves his car through everybody's life without any... And everybody's honking and outraged, and you always see the guy go, I have to. There's no other possible thing I could do. What else could I do except go up one more block and then go left and take 4 seconds? That's not my favorite way, though. That only meets 99% of my criteria. But I'm selfish. I would like to be a better person because I got kids and I want to, pass on a better, but sometimes it's not clear what the right thing is to do. Like one time I threw a candy wrapper on the street and I didn't do it like, yeah. I just, yeah, take that shit straight. I did it because I was, like shaking. I wanted the candy. Anyway, I was with a friend who said to me, you just littered on the street. Don't you care about the environment? And I thought about it and I said, you know what? This isn't the environment. This is New York City. This is not the environment. This is where people live. New York City is not the environment. New York City is a giant piece of litter. It's like the giantest, next to Mexico City, the shittiest piece of litter in the world. Just a pussy, runny, smoking, stinking piece of litter. So if you have a piece of litter, what are you supposed to do with it? You should throw it on the pile of litter. Because if you don't, if you put it in a receptacle, then it gets collected and it gets taken to a dump in a landfill, and then or it goes on a boat and it goes out and gets dumped in the ocean, and some dolphin wears it as a hat on its face for 10 years. This hat that never dissolves on its face. Oh, Jesus. I mean, everything that we introduce to the world as shitty. Meaning white people. Because I really think that white people are from like another planet. Because when we came to America, it was so nice. It was just Indians, and they weren't even Indians. We called them that by accident, and we still call them that. Like we knew in a month that it wasn't Indians, but we just don't give a shit. We never correct it. We came here, they're like, hi, and we're like, hey, you're Indians, right? And they're like, no. No, this is India, right? No, it's not, it's totally other place. You're not Indians? No. Ah, you're Indians. You're Indians for hundreds of years after. We ruined everything here. This was it was just coast to coast, just green and brown and beautiful. And all the humans were just walking around with painted faces, just walking. And they'd be like, ooh, that looks yummy. And then they just eat from the ground. And then they'd sleep on the grass. And they'd wake up and they'd fuck. And then they'd go for a swim and do a little dance. That was the whole continent, was just folks doing that. I mean, there was people in Mexico cutting off kids' heads and rolling them down the pyramid stairs. But that's always going on. What are you gonna, you can't do a whole lot about that. But I think we came from another planet, and the reason is because we don't like it here. I mean, why, if we're from here, if we belong on Earth, why aren't we comfortable on Earth at all? We need nice, smooth surfaces and right angles, and we need it to be cool and not too hot, just perfect. Like, why wouldn't, when it's hot, why wouldn't we just, yeah, fuck it? Why wouldn't we be like that if we belong here? And it's weird because people that aren't, whatever you call there's environmentalists, and then there's people who are whatever, they just hate environmentalists. But that's what people get angry at environmentalists, because they think they're slowing down the economy and creating restrictions. And a lot of these people are Christian. A lot of these people are very devout Christians. And that's such a confusing thing to me, that if you believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you, why would you not have to look after it? Why would you not think that when he came back, he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy? The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you shit all over every polar bear? Who did this? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you fucking spill this? What is that? It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill. Well, why did you take it out of the fucking ground? Because I wanted to go faster. I'm not fast enough. And I was cold. What the fuck do you mean cold? I gave you everything you needed, you piece of shit. Well, because jobs. What is a job? Explain to me, what's a fucking job? You work at a place, and when people call when their game doesn't work, and you help them figure it out. What do you do that for? For money. What do you need money for? Food. Just eat the shit on the floor. I left shit all over the floor. Fucking corn and wheat and shit. Grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing? Yeah, but it doesn't have like bacon around it, and like I like when it has like bacon on it and I watched somebody do that the other day after a meal. They went, oh, it was just mwah, mwah. And I started wondering, what does that mean? What does that signify? Mwah. I think what it means is that you ate something so delicious that you then kissed somebody on the asshole and their asshole exploded. That's some good eating. That's a nice sauce. Is that good? Yeah, let me show you. Shit! Let me have some of that. That just destroyed my anus. Anyway, you know, I got kids and, sort of what I'm trying to say. It's hard having kids because it's boring. That really is the hardest part of having kids. Ask any parent, what's the hard part? Is it looking after their health care? Is it making sure that their education? No, it's just being with them on the floor while they be children. It's just, they read Clifford the Big Red Dog to you at a rate of 50 minutes a page, and you have to sit there and be horribly proud and bored at the same time. I hate Clifford the Big Red Dog. I hate him. There's 50 books about Clifford the Big Red Dog. 50 books. There's 7 books about Narnia that cover the birth and death of a nation and mice with swords and a lion who's a god. They did it in 7 books. 50 books about Clifford the Big Red Dog. And they all tell the exact same story. Look how big this dog is. That's it. That's it. Look how big this dog is. It's the whole book. Here's how big he was at the firehouse. Here's how big he was at Thanksgiving. Who gives a shit? You just drew him big. You just on purpose made him bigger than people. It should be, look how big I drew the dog in this book. Isn't that a mistake? There's no story. You maybe even just drew him closer to the page. I don't even know if you did it honestly. Tell a story about Clifford. Make something happen where maybe he steps on a policeman and shatters his spine and it's devastating to the community. He hangs on for 2 months and then dies. And there's a whole, you know, funeral with bagpipes and everybody's crying. And Clifford gets the death penalty and there's a whole book about his appeal process and how he found Jesus, but everybody said it was bullshit. And the cop's wife was like, I want that dog dead. And then he goes to the chair and they shave all his red fur off, and now he's Clifford the big pink dog. And they put him on a big funny electric chair that the town got together and built. It's boring having kids. You gotta play kid games. You gotta play board games. Little kid board games where you and you go tick, 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 tick. You got a 6, honey. 1, 2, 3. It's just here. Just go here. It's just. Daddy, I'm learning. I know you're gonna grow up stupid because I'm bored. I can't take it, baby. I can't watch it. I'm bored more than I love you. I can't. Come on. My girls are 6 and 9 now. They're actually a really exciting age because they're learning to do some cool stuff. I play Monopoly with my kids. That's really fun. My 9-year-old, she can totally do Monopoly. The 6-year-old actually totally gets how the game works, but she's not emotionally developed enough to handle her inevitable loss in every game of Monopoly. Because a Monopoly loss is dark. It's heavy. It's not like when you lose at, Candyland. Oh, you got stuck in the fudgy thing, baby. Oh, well, you're in the gummy twirlios and you didn't get to win. But when she loses at Monopoly, I gotta look at her little face and I go, okay, so here's what's gonna happen now, okay? All your property, everything you have, all the railroads, your houses, all your money, that's mine now. Gotta give it all to me. Give it to me. That's right. And no, you can't play anymore, see, because even though you're giving me all of that, it doesn't even touch how much you owe me. It doesn't even touch it, baby. You're going down hard. It's really bad. all you've been working for all day, I'm going to take it now, and I'm going to use it to destroy your sister. I mean, I'm going to ruin her. It's just mayhem on this board for her now. When you have kids, you also have to belong to kid and parent culture. You have to know a lot of parents and a lot of other kids. You have to hang out with other kids. Sometimes they're not even kids you know. Like when I go to parks with my kids, I play with them. I play with my kids. Some people don't do that. They neglect they just take their kids to the parks so they don't have to talk to them, and those kids kind of glom on to our shit. Like I'll be sitting at the park playing a fun game with my kids, and then there's this woman over in a bench, and she's got her phone, she's just staring at her phone. And her kid's like, Mommy, talk. Just leave me alone. I'm trying to cheat on your father. Stop it. And then the kid comes up to us, can I be in your family? It's creepy. One time I was at a swimming pool with my kids, a public pool. And I had my daughter, my 6-year-old, on my arm like this. She was like clamped on, and she's kicking. It was so much fun. And then she got off, and another random child just clamped on her. It's like a rat. Get off of me. But I love you. I don't know you, kid. Stop it. I think the kid's dead. I don't know what happened. Some kids in my kids' class, I like some of those kids. Some of those kids are cool. They come over to my house. They play with I like them. Other kids I don't like, especially little boys. Little boys in my kids' class, I hate them. I hate little boys. I'm like the opposite of a pedophile. I just hate... There's one kid in my daughter's class who I hate so much. And it's really fucked up because I'm 44 and I hate a 6-year-old. I mean, I hate him. With a grown-up, preoccupying hate. I've thought about him 3 times since I came out here. That's how much I really hate this kid. I'm going to tell you about him. And I have to make up a name because he's a real child who lives in this city, so I have to make up a name in order to tell the story about him. His name is just Xanthopus. Let's just call him Xanthopus. Fine. Okay. He's in my daughter's class. They're in 1st grade. And when we take our kids to class, there's a little procedure. You bring your kid to school, and they have their backpack and their jacket. And they go to their cubby, and they take it all off, and they put it in the cubby. Then they take their the homework folder and their lunchbox and put them in the bins. Those are their little responsibilities. You help them do it, so they'll blah, 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 blah. But Xanthopus... When he comes in, he doesn't do none of that shit. He just walks in and just sheds it all. He just... And his mom, his weak piece of shit mom, picks it all up. I hate his mother. Because you hate a weak parent when you're a parent. Because it's like you're raising Hitler, motherfucker. Do your job. Get in there. If our parent group in our class were a platoon of soldiers, she'd be the one that we'd put soap bars and socks and... We'd frag that bitch in her sleep. She would wash right the fuck out. She wouldn't make it. When Xanthopus drops his shit, this bitch picks it up. She just goes, I'm Xanthopus. He does like me. I'm just doing things. I'll get it though, and then I'll put it all in the bins for him. And she puts it all away for him, which frees him up to punch other kids in the face. Because he's a shitty, horrible, violent child. One time I was at school, and I was volunteering at recess. It's something that you do, you know, if you're a good parent, about once a month or whatever it is, you go to school and you just stand there, you watch recess, you masturbate, whatever you want to do. That is now the worst thing. That's the worst thing now. Now that's the worst thing I ever said. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll find it. I mean, you could. It's a public school. Nobody would even give a shit. But I haven't thus far. Hasn't gotten that bad. Anyway, I'm watching Recess, and Recess is a trip. If you've never been to Recess, it's intense because it's like the universe. Like, you know, if you watch the ocean crash waves on the beach for a long time, you start feeling like you're understanding how everything works. That's what Recess is like, because every natural chaotic energy is represented at Recess. There's kids swirling around in these big roiling crazy things. There's one kid just spazzing out, just some singularity kid, just it's a binary system of two kids holding hands and they're running and just clotheslining every child at a certain height. They're keeping a uniform height to the playground. So I'm watching Recess, and I see Xanthopus, and he's walking with this evil... This kid is like evil, stuck out of time. He's like... I always picture him in a gray fur coat with bones in it, and lots of rings from people that he killed, and just walking. And then I see my daughter, and she's standing there just by herself. And there's Xanthopus, and I know he's going for her. It was like an action movie thriller. It's like dun, 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 dun. And I think to myself, I gotta go there and I gotta protect her. But then I thought, let him do a little something first. Let him do just a little something because I want this kid in my life. I want a reason. I want aerial photos of him doing some shit to my family that I can bring to the UN and get authority to waterboard this little motherfucker. I want to get him on a flight to Venezuela with an envelope on his head and duct tape and all that shit. So anyway, he goes for her, grabs her arm, starts twisting it. She goes, nah! I run over. I'm just knocking kids over. I run, grab him. And I look in his little face and I go, listen to me, Xanthopus. If you ever in your life touch her again. And as I'm doing this, I realize this is not cool that I'm doing this. This is totally inappropriate. It's really wrong. It's way over the top. It's too grown up. I mean, it's like he's a drug dealer in my building that I finally fucking... This ends now, motherfucker. I will cut you. I don't care. And he starts crying pitifully, and I just walked away from him. I just got away. And then all the teachers, everybody that is gathered around, Xanthopus, what's wrong with you? And he's like, and he couldn't articulate it because he's not getting educated. Fuck him. I was there going, yeah, you could have told on me, bitch, but you're too stupid now, which is your own fault. You future ditch-digging piece of shit. Oh, I'm gonna love watching you grow up into nothing, motherfucker. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna fuck your mom and not call her, too. I'm gonna ruin her summer. I'm gonna fuck your mom twice and then never call her. And I don't know your dad because he ran out on you, but I'm gonna find him, I'm gonna turn myself gay, and then I'm gonna fuck him too. I'm gonna suck his dick so good that he just has to change his whole life. And I'm gonna move into a place with him in the village for a couple of months, and totally he'll cut off ties to all his life and start wearing cutoffs that are really tight, and and then I'll go to some Christian turn you not gay place, and I'll come back and go, what's wrong with you, faggot, and make him feel bad inside. Like, what has he done? Well, you gotta protect your kids. You gotta protect your kids. You gotta do it, man. A lot of people talk the talk, but, A lot of people say that shit. I would throw myself under a bus for my... Oh yeah? Would you fuck another kid's dad and confuse him sexually and yourself sexually in the process? And use homophobia that you hate against another person just because some kid shoved your kid for a second? That's my baby girl. I gotta do it, son. I gotta suck that dick. That's my baby girl. I gotta do it for her. All right. I hate that child. That's what I'm trying to say. I've been thinking about my memories because I have kids now. And my kids are at an age where I remember being their age. I remember being a 6-year-old. I remember being a 9-year-old. And that's a big threshold that my kids have crossed, is that I remember being their age. Because when you're raising kids, you're not raising the kid in front of you. You're raising the grown-up that they're going to be later. And I was a kid once. When they were babies, I didn't really relate to them because they're babies. A baby is not going to remember shit that is happening to it. If you have a baby, keep it alive and enjoy yourself. But really, the baby it's not going to matter. A baby is not accumulating anything. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch that you shake every day. It doesn't matter. You go up to your baby, you can go up to your baby's face every day and you fuck you, baby, like right every day, it wouldn't matter. Hey, baby, dad. You big dad. You do that every day, wouldn't matter. I mean, they'll grow up with a general sadness inside, but they won't actually remember. Why? And memories are weird because memories get distorted by who you are now and who you were when you experienced them. Like, I remember when I first started doing stand-up, I was living in Boston, and there was one club that was owned by a gay guy. And my memory is that guy was always trying to fuck me. That's my memory. I've carried it for 20 years. There was a gay guy tried to fuck me all the time. And recently I caught up with an old friend of mine from those days who I hadn't seen in years. And we started talking about different people, and he brought him up. And I said, that guy always used to try to fuck me. And he goes, he did? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, really? Did he like take you to his house or something and really try to physically? No, it's just that he, you know what I mean? He tried to fuck me all the time. He's like, well, did he say that he push you and, say stuff all the time and make you uncomfortable? No, it just was. And as we went through it, finally the truth that came out was the whole story really was there once was a gay man. That's it. That's really what happened. He was gay, I was 19, and now he tried to fuck me all the time. Like, I went through life with that. But I'm trying to remember, what is my first memory? Like, how far did my memories go? And I remember my first memory, I was 4 years old, and I was standing in front of my parents' house, and I was shitting in my pants. I was just shitting a massive, terribly painful shit. And I was halfway through the shit. That's my first memory, is being halfway. The first half of this shit, I don't remember it. That's still in the ether of infancy. The center of this shit was so wide that I actually came online as a result of the anal pain that I was experiencing. It actually awakened me into the stream of consciousness I'm now living. That's how my life started. That's who I am. A lot of my memories I don't like. I don't like when I was a teenager. I hated all that time. I hated being a teenager. And then I discovered drugs. And then that's all I gave a shit about. I don't know how I'm going to tell my kids. How the fuck do you compete with that? How do you take a miserable person with no control over their lives and tell them with a straight face, oh, you can't do drugs. You can't do that, baby. All drugs are a perfect solution to every problem you have right now. How do you beat that? Drugs are so fucking good that they'll ruin your life. I mean, that's how good they are. I can't do drugs now because I'm 44, and I can't hook it up. I can't make that happen. If you're 44 and you want to get high, you got to hurt your back. That's pretty much the only option you have. Hurt your back, get some Percocet, and then you go, I'm gonna get a babysitter and take 3 at a diner. Like, just sad. I'm a little drowsy, woo! I never really could have like I wish I was a drunk. Like that, I love romantically the idea of being a real drunk in my bathrobe all day. Everybody who loves me is always crying. He's destroying himself. I can't watch anymore. Shut up then. Showing up at my kid's school play halfway through. You show who you are, baby! I wish I could be that guy. But I can't drink because I just get tired. I go to sleep. I don't know how people drink and then do shit. Like when I see movies or TV shows where there's people in an office having a power meeting and they're clink, clink, they're making a drink in the daylight with a tie on. Well, Senator, hope you play ball with us in this construction deal, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I'll see what's in it for me. How is the next scene not all those people just lying on the floor like, oh, fuck. I can't believe I drank whiskey at noon. I can't smoke pot because it's the same thing. I'm too old for it. Sometimes young people come up to me after shows. Hey, do you want to smoke some pot? I'm like, can I get my portion to smoke without you alone later? Because I don't want to stand in a parking lot with some 20-year-olds. Last time I got high, I was in Kansas City, and I got high because I was in Kansas City, and it was shitty. So after the show, so these kids that worked at the club, they're like, you want to smoke some pot? I'm like, yes. So I'm standing in a parking lot with these kids, like 20 years old, and we're smoking a joint. And I'm taking huge hits because I had no idea. I didn't know they'd been working on this shit like it's the cure for cancer. I didn't understand the fucking technology that's gone into making pot so powerful. Because when I was a kid, you could just smoke a joint for a while. Now you take 2 hits and you go insane. It's not doable anymore. And I was taking big hits, like big 1970s jean jacket Bad Company hits. Here come the jesters, 1, 2, 3. It's all part of my fantasy. And I'm like, yeah. And even the kid with the wooden hole of no ear, the absence of flesh in his ear with wood, I don't know what that is. Even he was like, "That you should be careful, that's a lot of pot. That's very strong marijuana." Yeah, I'm fine. Running with the devil! Just fucking, and in about 10 seconds, everything just and I'm like, oh shit. This is an ordeal now. I'm not gonna feel okay for a very long time. And everybody's just standing around and talking, and I'm hoping, like I'm really hoping that I look like this. But I'm pretty sure that I was just scanning insanely. I was actually counting, like, look at her for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to him. 5, 4, 3, 2. Randomize. Don't go in the same direction. 5, 4, 3. Nod your head. That looks like you're listening if you nod your head. Ha ha ha. And at one point I realized I need to get out of here because the air is hitting my arm weirdly and they can tell. They totally know that I'm not handling the way air is touching my arm right now. Why am I doing that with my hand? That's weird to do that with your hand. Nobody stands like this. Nobody stands like this. Just fucking, no, that's also, that's weird too. That's crazy. Just, shit. I gotta go. But I didn't know how to leave because I had this dilemma. We're all standing in a perfect circle facing each other. And I thought it's gonna be insane if I just turn I'm one person with my back now. Do I just back away like this and hope that they fill in? And then I thought, no, say something. Say something out loud to them that smooths the transition of you leaving. Okay, what do I say? Pick a thing to say. Goodbye. That's a nightmare. That's just goodbye. That's just noises. Finally, I walked away and I said, I'm leaving! And I know it was that bad because they all went, oh, shit, okay, all right. Whoa. I was like, I'll never see those people again as long as I live. And then I had to get in the car. I forgot that I had rented a car, and I have to drive back to the hotel. And I'm driving on this highway in Missouri. And at one point I realized, I think it's been about 25 minutes since I looked out the front window of this car. I've just been dealing with shit directly in. Oh, shit. There's a whole spectrum of responsibility out here. I'm supposed to take part in this. And then at one point, I remember I was at a drive-thru, and I was terrified because there's a lady sticking her head out a window, and she's mad. She's going, sir, sir. And I just kept saying, I don't know. I had the window closed. I had no fucking idea. What part of the transaction am I? Did I pay yet? Have I ordered? Have I been sitting here for 40 minutes just eating at the window and I ate the paper and everything? Sir! And I just went, I don't want it! And I just fucking bolted. So I can't do that anymore. But, you know, you get older and some things you can't do anymore. Some things you don't want to do anymore. That's a nice change. You feel some desires fall away. New things make you happy. But some things don't change, and some things I'm sick of. Like the constant perverted sexual thoughts. I'm so tired of those. Just the constant... It makes me into an idiot. I'm jacking off to morons and then, look at my tits. Yeah, your tits are awesome. It's just a dumb part of life that I'm sick of. It's all day, too. It's just, you can't have a day. I just want to be a person in clothes walking in a store and I just want to go to a library and ask for, hi, ma'am, I'm looking for a book about early Abraham Lincoln, like when he was like, wrap your hair around my dick. Oh, shit. I'm trying to talk to her. That's really a male problem. It's really a male problem not being able to control your constant sexual impulses. Women try to compete. They're like, well, I'm a pervert. You don't know. I have really sick sexual thoughts. No, you have no idea. You have no idea. Because, see, you get to have those thoughts. I have to have them. You're a tourist in sexual perversion. I'm a prisoner there. You're Jane Fonda on a tank. I'm John McCain in The Hut. It's a nightmare. I can't lift my arms. And for, you know, men, sex is such a constant thing. It's not even sex to us. It's just pussy. That's what we call it. Pussy. It's it has nothing to do with women. It's not about girls or chicks like it was in the 50s. There's no guys anywhere in the world saying, let's go meet some chicks and kiss them on the mouth and see what happens. There's none of that. I sure would like to have a girl, my arm around a girl. This, Vanessa, I love, no, it's not. It's just pussy. Pussy. It's not even a pussy. It's not some people's pussies. It's just pussy. Like big pink balloon letters in front of our faces all the time. To men, it's just an element of the universe. Like it should be on the chart of the elements. Next to tin and ammonia. PY with an atomic weight of 12 or whatever pussy atoms weigh. The sad thing is that for all our obsession about sex and how much we love it, we suck at it. Men are terrible at sex. It never even occurs to us to do it well. Women just make sex great. Women are the good part of sex. They accept the dick with grace and they turn it into art. Or they climb on and they ride. They go for a ride. Men don't. We just climb on. Putting my dick in. Put it in. Stuff it in. Fucking shove it. You ever fuck when you're out of shape? You're like, oh shit, this is... My stomach muscles are not strong. We're so bad at sex, and then we wonder why women aren't, like, really aggressive about sex. We think it's because they don't have as much desire as we do. That's how stupid men are. That we think they're just weird. Women are, like, fucked up in the head. Because they don't want to just fuck all the time. If I was a woman, I'd just fuck everybody. Why don't they want to fuck all the time? I do. Of course you do, because when you fuck, you get to fuck a woman. When she fucks, she has to fuck a guy. Wildly different experience. For a man, 100% of the time he's fucking a woman, it's the greatest thing that ever happened in his entire life. For a woman, about 40% of the time she's being fucked by a guy, she's thinking, I'll get over this in a week. It's not the worst thing. I'm not gonna cry this time. Another thing that proves how bad men are at sex is that after sex, you're looking at two very different people. The man just wants to lay there and be cool, and the woman wants to cuddle. Something that men love to make fun of women for. They always want to cuddle. It's so needy. I already fucked you. Just let me watch the game. You know, I'm so cool. What are you thinking about? Shut up. Leave me alone. Why is she so needy? She's not needy, you idiot. She's horny because you did nothing for her. You did absolutely nothing. Her pussy is on fire because it's gone unfucked completely. Of course you're fine. You climbed on and went boom, and then rolled off. And she's on you because she's going, something else has to happen. This is bullshit. If you fuck a woman well, she will leave you alone. Thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks a lot, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I appreciate it very much. Well, this is a nice place. This is easily the nicest place for many miles in every direction. That's how you compliment a building and shit on a town with one sentence. It is odd around here as I was driving here. There doesn't seem to be any difference between the sidewalk and the street for pedestrians here. People just kind of walk in the middle of the road. I love traveling and seeing all the different parts of the country. I live in New York. I live in a... there's no value to your doing that at all. I live in New York. I always... Like, there's this old lady in my neighborhood, and she's always walking her dog. She's always just... She's very old. She just stands here just being old. And the dog just fights gravity every day. Just the two of them. It's really... The dog's got a cloudy eye, and... She's got a cloudy eye, and they just stand there looking at the street in 2 dimensions together. And she's always wearing like this sweater dress. I guess it was a sweater when she was like 5'10", but now it's just like this sweater. And her legs are a nightmare. They're just white with green streaks and bones sticking out, and her legs are awful. I saw a guy with no legs wheeling by, and he was like, ugh, no, thank you. I do not want those. I'd rather just have air down here like I have than to look down at that shit. I see these two all the time. And I always look at them and I always think, God, I hope she dies first. I do! I hope she dies first for her sake. Because I don't want her to lose the dog. I don't think she'll be able to handle it. If she dies, if the old lady dies first, I'm not worried about the dog. Because the dog doesn't even know about the old lady. This dog is aware of 3 inches around his head. He's living in 2-second increments. The second he's in and the one he just left is all he knows about. But if he dies, this lady, she's gonna be destroyed because this dog is all she has. And I know he's all she has because she has him. If she had one person in her life, she would not keep this piece of shit little dog. Even if just some young woman in her building one morning were to say, "Good morning, Gladys," she'd be like, "Oh, good," and just flush him down the toilet. Just, dog just keeps bumping on the drain. She gives up. Ends up just shitting on her dog for the rest of her life. You ever flush a pet down the toilet? I had to flush my daughter's fish down the toilet. I came home, the fish was dead. She wasn't home from school yet, so I just flushed the fish. And that's a weird moment too, because fish live in water. So you put it in the toilet, floats to the bottom, like, yeah, he's dead. And then you flush and it looks like he goes, "Wait a second, oh, shit! I was taking a nap, Jesus! You gotta be in constant motion to get any respect in his house." And then my daughter comes home, "Why did he die, Dad?" Come on, what am I gonna say? Why did he die? Because who gives a shit? That's the reason. That's the actual reason. Is because it didn't matter that he was alive. That's why he's dead. He didn't know his name and he didn't love you back. These are the facts about that fish's life. My daughter likes fish. We took her to the aquarium. I took both my kids to the aquarium in Boston, and we were looking at this seal or sea lion. I don't know which one. I don't care. I don't think they need to be separate things. I really don't. They don't care, and we don't care. There's like 3 scientists who give a shit what we call all those things. The scientists could go on TV tomorrow and say, "Okay, everybody, from now on, seals and sea lions and walruses, and you know what? Penguins are all seals now." And we would all be like, "Yeah, fine. Yes. Whatever, man." Anyway, so we're looking at this sea lion thing, and he's looking back at us through the plexiglass, and he's going, "Ugh." They're really disgusting in person. Most animals are when you really see them. You ever go to a farm, you think you're gonna see little white sheep going, "Bah," but they're all fat and shit colored, and they're like, "Bah." Jesus. That thing is awful. Anyway, seals don't go, "Ooh, ooh," they go, "Ugh." My daughter's like, "What does he say?" I don't know. "I'm a slave. Kill me." Must be awful to be other kinds of stuff. You know, I'm glad I'm this. This is a pretty good deal when you consider the alternatives. Anything else, any other kind of thing, you're in the food chain. You're in the food. We are out of the food chain. I don't know if we fully appreciate the fact that we got out of the food chain. That is a massive upgrade. Because for every other living thing, life ends by being eaten. That's how all life ends, is every single life except human life. Every life ends like this. Ah! 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 We're the only ones that get to just die old in a bed. Just, I love you. Bye. I mean, imagine if we were still in the food chain on top of everything else. Imagine if we were in the food chain. It would just be another thing you gotta deal with. You're already having a bad day. You wake up in the morning, you're making breakfast, you burn your toast, and it's too late to try again. And your kid comes in and says, "Bleh," and you're like, fine. And it's just, why? You get a thing in the mail that says that your phone's different and your mortgage is another company now. What? I don't get it. Then you're walking to work like, why do I even bother? Oh, shit. God damn it. There's always fucking cheetahs at the train station. Stop it. Do you think that sharks would be embarrassed if they knew that we could all see their fins sticking out of the top of the water? I think they'd be bummed, because I don't think sharks are aware of that at all. I think sharks think they're slick. They swim around like, hey, nobody has any idea who's down here. And we're all up here like, there's totally a shark right there. It wouldn't be fun being a predator either. If you're a predator, imagine if every time you're hungry, you gotta chase a guy who's running for his life. You gotta, come on, dude, shit, get over here. And just hold him down and bite his neck till he shuts the fuck up for a minute. So you can just sit there and eat his stomach before you go to work. Would really suck. That's why animals they go, let's do this together, man. You chase the parents away, I am gonna eat the kid, and you circle back. That's why they do it like that. Fuck it, I'm eating babies. This is bullshit. Grown-ups ain't worth the meat. Whoops. All right. Oh, shit. God damn it. Idiot. This isn't a gay voice, by the way. It's not. Shut up. Yeah. I live in New York City, and it's okay there. I live in a nice building. I never lived in a nice place before. When I was growing up, I had no money. I mean, my mom didn't matter. I was a child. But I'm not used to it because it's nice. There's like a pretty courtyard with flowers and a fountain with little marble boys pissing. I don't know. What is it with fountains? Like, all fountain sculptors are pedophiles, basically. You can't get a fountain made without... Can you make me a fountain? Yes, I'll get started right away. Oh, yes! Yes! It's finished! And it's just little boys pissing on the face of a Greek god that looks like him a lot. Piss on me forever! Anyway, there's one of those in the courtyard of my building. And My first week in the building about a year ago, I went down to the courtyard for the first time, and I didn't look too good, you know? It was a Sunday morning. That's my least presentable hour. There's a lot of, you know, just stains, just like, you know, food and me and whatever. And so I'm sitting there. So, shut up. Oh. Anyway, but so there I was. I'm sitting on the stone bench of this courtyard and feeling a little out of place. You know, there's these fancy doormen and stuff. And then there's this guy looking at me. I notice he's looking at me from across the courtyard. And he's all spiffy looking. He's got brown shoes and he's looking at me like, I could tell he was thinking I don't live in the building. He thinks I just wandered in off the street and sat in the courtyard. I could tell he's thinking of coming over and dealing with me on his own. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, please do that. Yes, please, come on. And I'm trying to look even more gross. And I'm like pulling up my shirt. And then I see him go, oh, no, that's not going to do at all. And he comes over to me. And I'm like, I'm so excited to have this thing. The confrontation where I'm not wrong at all. And he thinks I am. So he comes over, says, excuse me, do you live in this building? And I said, no. Because why not start there? I said, no. He goes, well, then what are you doing here? And I said, I just need your rest. I'm having a hard time. He says, this is private property. And I said, well, I don't really believe in that. You know, just the worst things I could say from his point of view. Is basically all the things I was saying. And he goes, well, if you don't leave, I'm going to talk to the doorman. I was like, can I just stay like 5 more hours? So he's, no. And he goes over to the doorman. And I see him talking about me to the doorman like this. And then I see the doorman going, oh, no, that guy lives here. That's okay. And the look on his face, it was just so, it was this beautiful cocktail of anger and confusion. It's like I had invented a new way to hurt somebody's feelings. That's how excited I was. I'm 45 now, so I'm either halfway through a healthy life or almost done with not so healthy life. I don't know which one. I won't know till it's over where this was. I don't know how long I'm going to live. I don't know. Nobody knows, I guess. I think human life expectancy is pretty good. We get a good run, you know? Some people die early, you know? If I die now, people will be like, oh, that's too bad. If I die 5 years from now, they'll be like, well, all right. Like, it's not even... It's... Like, as soon as you're 50, you're a candidate. You know there's no candlelight vigils for 50-year-old guys that die. And you start pushing in the area, and you know, some people get to be like 80s, 90s. You know, there are people that get to like 114, and then they're in the news, and it's always some old guy. I met Napoleon. No, you didn't. You liar. You oldest liar in the world. But 45, you know, you're not old yet, but you start having moments where you kind of start getting what old is. Especially if you didn't take care of yourself, you know? I have moments where I'm like, wow, this seems early for this. Like, this is something that happens to me a lot. I'll be sitting watching TV or doing nothing, and all of a sudden I'll realize, I need to wipe my ass right now. I mean, nothing happened, but I really gotta wipe my ass right now. Right now. Gotta make trips to the bathroom just to wipe my ass. How did this happen already? I'm 45.
Already my asshole's just like, ugh. My asshole's like the waistband on old pajama bottoms. Just kind of loose and ineffectual. My asshole's like a bag of leaves that nobody tied up. It's just sitting on the lawn, full and open. Puking leaves under the grass with every wisp of wind. Some kid kicks it over on his way home from a tough day at middle school. Rats. It's a pretty accurate description of my asshole. Here's another thing about my age right now. If I'm, say I'm sitting down. If I'm sitting anywhere, which I love sitting so much. I would take sitting and doing nothing to standing and fucking any day. This is way better than coming. This is way better. This is what, in my age, if I'm sitting down and somebody tells me I need to get up and go in another room, I need to be told all the information why first. You gotta explain all of that shit to me. What, why do I, what, no, why though? Your car's being towed right now. Well, that's what happens to me then. I accept that. Because getting up is a whole thing. It means first I have to decide, do I really want to be alive anymore? Like, let's start with that. And then I gotta start kind of rocking to get momentum. Like I'm trying to get an old Honda out of a snowbank. The worst part of my day, worst part of every day of my life, is when I have to put on my socks. Putting on my socks is the worst part of every day. And it always will be. Even if I have a terrible day in the future where my grandmother is murdered by my other grandmother. If that ever happened to me, the worst part of that day will be when I put on my socks. But if I had to putting on my socks, that means here's what I have to do. I have to get my hands past my pointed toe. I don't even know how I do it. I'm sitting here, I don't know how I do that. It's because it's like folding a bowling ball in half. And as soon as I start, I can feel I'm pushing all the fat up into my vital organs. And I just feel all the systems failing. Beep, beep, beep. And I have to try, I have to lay on my back like an 8-year-old and go like this. And then start passing out. Ugh. And I know other people's lives are hard. I know. I saw an interview on TV with Michael J. Fox. And he has Parkinson's. And he was describing brushing his teeth. He said it takes him 2 hours a day. And he said it's agony. And I saw this and I thought, okay, that's hard. That is hard. And so is putting on my socks. Sorry, Michael. Doesn't make it easier to know about your thing. Tell you what, I'll help you brush your teeth. You help me with the socks. I don't know. I like getting older, though. Life is an education, and if you're older, you're smarter. I just believe that. If you're in an argument with somebody and they're older than you should listen to them. It doesn't mean they're right. It means that even if they're wrong, their wrongness is rooted in more information than you have. They've been here longer. If you're older, you're smarter. How many people here, by applause, are 45 or older? 45 or older, applaud. Okay? That's about 60 people out of 2,400. Here's the interesting thing. There's way more. I can see you. There's so many more. This is Arizona. There are way more people in that demographic, but they didn't clap. Why? Because they're smart. They're sitting in the dark going, I don't have to clap. I don't have to do anything. They're not doing it. And they're right. You know why? Because never identify yourself. Never. Are you crazy? You don't know why I'm asking. How do you know what I'm... Okay, burn them all. Burn everybody over 45. How do you know I'm not going to do that? How many people here by applause are 40 or younger? 40 or younger, applaud. That's every time. Woo! Woo! Every time. That is a weird thing to celebrate in a room where you're not the only people here. That's like going to a cancer ward. Not me. Woo! I don't have it. I don't have it. If you're older, you're smarter. A 55-year-old garbage man is 1,000,000 times smarter than a 28-year-old with 3 PhDs. Especially smarter than him. Because this idiot has been thinking about 3 things for like 15 years. He's worthless. The garbage man is 55. He's had some experience. Things have happened to him. He went to Cape Cod one summer. He saw a dead guy floating in the motel pool. He took a bus to Montreal. He got a hand job at a fair from a miner. I mean a minor. Not a minor, a minor. You understand? A minor. A grown man who works in a mine with dirty hands jacked him off at a county fair. That's what I'm saying happened to the 55-year-old. You see? He's had some experience. He knows more. More has happened to him. He's seen more. He's seen history. He's witnessed history, even if it's not ancient history. He saw Nixon resign on live television. Me and those few people that clapped, we saw the President of America cry and then quit being the president. That shit was crazy. Because none of us knew what was going to happen next. Today, people are like, the president's kind of disappointing. Really? Our president wept like an insane person and then got in a helicopter and flew away. And the whole nation just watched him go. I like getting older, though, because for me, the kind of guy I am, getting older makes my life better. You know, like my sex life, way better at 45. Because of the kind of, look, because this situation is okay at 45. This is not a fun kind of a 17-year-old to be. And some people, their life is better when they're younger. You know, young dudes, young skinny dudes. Best life in the world is being a young skinny dude. They don't have to do anything. They just show up with a big Adam's apple and a smelly t-shirt. Hey, I'm here for the easy pussy for the rest of my life. So where do I... Oh, everywhere? Okay, cool. But for guys like me, this is not a fun youth. It gets better. I'd like to make one of those It Gets Better ads for just dumpy young guys. We could use a little help, a little encouragement, just somebody on TV. Listen, man, I know it's tough right now. You're vaguely heavy with no face. You have zero value on the sexual marketplace. You feel invisible to the girls in school because you are. But it gets better. because you all grow up and you pretty much look just like this your whole life. And they don't. Their options start running out really fast, and you're gonna be there. As long as you stay relatively employed and washed, you're gonna be amazing. In your 40s, you're gonna be the branch that she can grab before she hits the ground. It's gonna be so great. It just takes time for her circumstances to match your looks, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When real shit matters, you're gonna be the sexiest motherfucker in the world. It's just time. That's all it takes. There's a formula to this. It's pussy plus time over income squared. Everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. I mean, not everybody. There are people out there who there's just nobody for them. Yep. People like to say things like, there's someone for everyone. Nope. Not at all true. And stop saying it because it's mean to people who never find anybody. There are millions of people out there who we've all unanimously decided they are light speed ugly and nobody kisses them on the lips even. Nobody touches their genitals their entire life. They just wash it and then they die. That's all that happens. Oh, and if you're feeling bad for them, you can go find one and fuck one tomorrow. You can just solve the problem right there. With all that kindness in your heart. Oh, well, go fuck one. Nah, I didn't think so. That's the one way we're all mean. Nobody does that. Nobody fucks down. Nobody. People fuck up or across. Some women fuck down because the guy talked them into that it was up. Yeah, no, you should. I'm totally up, yeah. It's a weird selection process that we have. Dating really is, it's how we evolve as dating. It's how we choose each other. And dating is a real drag for a lot of people, but I always think it's a nice thing. You know, when I see a date, I'm always happy. When I see a couple on a date, because it means people are still trying, you know? You see a couple on a date, it means there's still courage out there. That takes courage to go on a date, for both sides. Two very different kinds of courage. The male courage, traditionally speaking, is that he decided to ask. He went up to a random woman who he has no idea if she's gonna like him or not, and he walked up to her, terrifying. Everything in your body's telling you, just go the fuck home and jerk off, don't do this. But he walked up and said, hi, yes. And she's like, no, give me a second. And you try to get through this membrane of, you know, and then if it works and you say, you want to go out sometime? Sometimes she'll say yes. And if she says yes, that's her courage. And the courage it takes for a woman to say yes is beyond anything I can imagine. A woman saying yes to a date with a man is literally insane and ill-advised. And the whole species' existence counts on them doing it. And I don't know how do women still go out with guys? When you consider the fact that there is no greater threat to women than men. We're the #1 threat to women. Globally and historically, we're the #1 cause of injury and mayhem to women. We're the worst thing that ever happens to them. That's true. You know what our #1 threat is? Heart disease. That's the whole thing. That's it. Just our own heart going, dude, you can't keep doing this. I told you 3 strokes ago that this is not smart. But women still think, yeah, I'll go out with you alone at night. What are you, nuts? I'll get in your car with you with my little shoulders. Hi, where are we going? To your death, statistically. How do they still do it? If you're a guy, try to imagine that you could only date a half bear, half lion. And you're like, oh, I hope this one's nice. I hope he doesn't do what he's going to do. I love when I see a date. You know, when you see a date, you can tell it's the first date because the way they're walking together, and she's looking up at his face, trying to figure him out, and he's just a mess. A guy in a first date he has no actual personality. He's just a mishmash of different kinds of dudes for a couple of seconds each. Just anything. No cohesive, just like a ransom note cut out of a lot of magazines. Just, yeah. Yes, I think so too. Whatever, just like a blind dick in space, just thrusting in infinite directions, hoping to find pay dirt at some place. And then sometimes you see a date that's later down the line and something has happened. There's something that happens in a date that I never get to witness because women do this. They get to do it inside. They get to just decide quietly, I'm going to let him fuck me. They just get to decide. Something he says and she's like, that was good. He's going to fuck me later. And he has no idea. He's still like trying all this shit. He still has no idea he's already in there. We love women a lot. All men do. And we just look at you. That's what I do. I just look at women. I just, like they're, cakes and windows. I was walking in New York once, and there's these two very cute women walking behind me, and I was trying to walk slowly so I could hear what they were saying to each other, because they were cute. So I wanted to hear them, like that's going to help me in any way to hear them. Don't you wish the guy walking in front of us would squeeze our tits for like 1 second? Okay. Really? It's really a flaw in men that we would all do that. If you're a woman, you could ask any guy on planet Earth, can you squeeze my tit for 1 second? And 100% of us will go, oh yes, of course. That doesn't matter. I could be doing open heart surgery. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, don't worry. He's not your tits. Don't worry about it. I don't know why we love tits so much. Some people say it's because we breastfeed, but so do women. Or, baby women. Not grown-up women don't usually. You don't see like a 68-year-old woman like a stately look, like Sigourney Weaver, like sucking milk out of a young woman's tit. Thank you, Deborah. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's not usually the thing, is the elderly breastfeeding from the young. Except for at the end of The Grapes of Wrath, which I don't mean to ruin that book for you, but you should have read it by now. I don't know if you read The Grapes of Wrath, but that's how it ends, with an old dying man sucking milk out of a young girl's tits, and then the book is over. And you're like, Jesus, what happened at the end there? That's crazy. There's no other book in that genre. There's no dense, historic classic that ends with a weird, porny paragraph at the very... And then Anna Karenina shat on his chest. Holy moly with that! The end. Oh my God! That is a violent shift in tone at the end of that book. I've been reading this book for 3 months. But we do, we love tits. And you always know a tit. You always know a tit. You ever been in a crowded place, like a subway or a sports stadium, and you're smushed in with other people, and your elbow touches a tit behind you, like, that's a tit! I just touched it! I know that was a tit! I know it! Because the sensitivity of the male elbow to tit flesh specifically is unbelievable. Just to tits, because you could drive a tack in there, I'm not going to feel it. But a tit, through a shirt and a sweater and a jacket, and her jacket, sweater, shirt, and bra, somehow, I said tit, I touched a tit. I touched a tit. I touched one tit. One tit. That's rare to touch one tit. It's like a four-leaf clover. Usually you touch it. The only time you touch one tit is when it was an accident or you didn't have permission. But otherwise, when tit access is granted, it's usually good for two tits at a time. It's once you're on one, you really have to screw up really badly and quickly to lose tit access between tits 1 and 2. You must have said something really dumb on the first tit that you didn't get the second one. Oh yeah, it's like your mom's dirty whore tit. Why? What? I said I liked it. That's what I meant, is that I like it. I like your mom's dirty whore tit. I like yours. And if it's up to the guy, we're gonna touch both tits. No guy touches a tit and then goes, you know what, I'm good with the one. That's fine for me. Everything in moderation. We're gonna touch both. Even if something terrible happens in the middle of, oh yeah, there's a bomb! Oh shit, come on. Let's get your tits out of here. I've seen a few tits. I've seen, I don't know, 48 maybe, I don't know. I've had my history in my life, you know. I've been divorced for 5 years, and it's been the best part of my life, being divorced. Easily my favorite part of my life. I love being divorced. Every year has been better than the last. And this is the only time I can say that about. And by the way, I'm not saying don't get married. If you meet somebody, fall in love and get married, and then get divorced, because that's the best part. It's the best part. Marriage is just like a larva stage for true happiness, which is divorce, because you just let go and everything's fine now. Divorce is forever. It really actually is. Marriage is for how long you can hack it. But divorce just gets stronger like a piece of oak. Nobody ever says, oh, my divorce is falling apart, it's over, I can't take it. And again, if you're in a good marriage, stay in it. If you're in the best marriage ever, stay in it. I'm just saying, if you got out, it would be better. That's just a fact. I'm sorry, but it's true. Everything's better. My ex-wife and I, this is the best part of our knowing each other. We're good co-parents because we live apart and we're friends. Our kids go to her half the week, they come to me half the week. And I'm a good father. I'm an attentive, focused, and responsible father. Do you know why? Because I get to say goodbye to these kids every week. Are you shitting me? It's like every parent's fantasy. Who can't be a good father for half of every week? No matter how bad it gets, every Wednesday I get to go, goodbye, girls. Daddy's gonna go upstairs and pour whiskey all over his naked body right now. I'm gonna lay in my own filth until 2 seconds before you come back here. That's why I'm such a good dad. My daughter was having a dance thing at her school. They had this big dance. Anyway, we all went, all the parents, and everybody's there, and everybody's got their phone. Every single parent. It was an amazing thing to watch, because kids are dancing, and every parent is standing there like this. Every single person was blocking their vision of their actual child with their phone. And the kids, I went over by the stage, and the kids, there's people holding iPads in front of their faces. It looked like we're all in the witness protection program. Like the kids can't see their parents. And everybody's watching a shitty movie of something that's happening 10 feet. Like, look at your fucking kid. The resolution on the kid is unbelievable. If you just look, it's totally HD. Why are you taping this? You're never gonna watch it. In a million years, you're not gonna watch videos of your kids doing shit you missed the first time it happened. You don't watch it, you just put it on Facebook. Here, you watch it. I want to take a nap now. And then you get to read all the comments. Oh my God! It's so cute! And guess what? They're not watching it either. They're not watching the video. These kids are dancing for no one. Nobody watches the videos on your Facebook. They see the first frame of a kid and they go, ah, that's very nice. Okay, back to this. Nobody's watching your kids' videos on Facebook, I promise you. I'll prove it to you. Next time you tape your kids dance, take 1 second of it and then add 20 minutes of just your own asshole. Just go in the bathroom and just record your own anus opening and closing for 20 minutes. Tack it on to your kid dancing for a second. Put that on Facebook. Everybody will write the same thing. That's adorable. I think I see a future star. Don't tape shit on your... Life is short. Life is very short. I like life. I like it. I feel like even if it ends up being short, I got lucky to have it. Because life is an amazing gift when you think about what you get with a basic life. Not even a particularly lucky life or a healthy life. If you have a life, here's your boilerplate deal with life. This is basic cable, what you get when you get life. You get to be on Earth. First of all, oh my God, what a location. This is Earth, and for trillions of miles in every direction, it fucking sucks so bad. It's so shitty that your eyes bolt out of your head because it sucks so bad. You get to be on Earth and look at shit. As long as you're not blind or whatever it is, you get to be here, you get to eat food, you get to put bacon in your mouth. I mean, when you have bacon in your mouth, it doesn't matter who's president or anything. You just, Every time I'm eating bacon, I think I could die right now, and I mean it. That's how good life is. You get to fuck. That's free if you're smart. That comes with. That's part of the deal. Where else are you gonna get that deal? You get to put your dick in there and go in and out. Pretty good. And if you're a woman, you get to just lay back and just have a dick just shoving in and out of you awkwardly. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. If you're a gay man, you get to just fill your boyfriend's ass with your dick. Just fill it all the way to the balls. And it's nice and warm and tight in there. And he's your buddy. If you're a lesbian, you get to do all the stuff they're doing. And, it's a great deal. You get to eat, you get to fuck, you get to read To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a great life. So when I'm not worried about it ending. It's pretty good. And I've wasted a lot of time just being angry at people I don't know. You know, it's amazing how nasty we can get as people, depending on the situation. Like, most people are okay, as long as they're okay. But if you put people in certain contexts, they just change. Like, when I'm in my car, I have a different set of values. I am the worst person I can be when I'm behind the wheel, which is when I'm at my most dangerous. When you're driving, that's when you need to be the most compassionate and responsible of any other time in your life, because you are fucking driving a weapon amongst weapons. And yet it's the worst people get. And I am the worst. One time I was driving, and there was a guy ahead of me, and he kind of, I don't know, he sort of drifted into my lane for a second, and this came out of my mouth. I said, "Worthless piece of shit." I mean, what an indictment. What kind of a way is that to feel about another human being? Worthless piece of shit. That's somebody's son. And things I've said to other people. I was once driving, some guy in a pickup truck remember even? And I yelled out my window. I said, "Hey, fuck you!" Where outside of a car is that even nearly okay? If you were in an elevator and you were like right next to a person's body and whatever, like he leaned into you a little bit, would you ever turn right to their face and go, "Hey, fuck you"? Worthless piece of shit. No. Literally 0 people would ever do that. But put a couple of pieces of glass and some road between you, there's nothing you would not say to them. "I hope you die." I said that to a person. "I hope you die." Why? Because you made me go like this for half a second of my life. You tested my reflexes and it worked out fine. So now I hope your kids grow up motherless. I mean, what am I capable of? I'd like to think that I'm a nice person, but I don't know, man. A lot of it is context. There's a lot of things I wonder if the world was different. Like if murder was legal, I might have killed a few people. I don't know. I'd love to think, oh, I would never do that. But we really need the law against murder. For one simple reason. The law against murder is the #1 thing preventing murder. We'd like to think it's because like, oh, I would never do that. No, it's because it really sucks getting caught murdering. A lot. If murder was legal, or just a misdemeanor, like you get a thing in the mail, oh shit, they had a camera there. Oh, well. If murder was legal, there would be so much murder. Regular people would murder. Murderers would murder even more. And then really nice, sweet people would murder a few people. But nobody would murder no people. You wouldn't trust somebody who didn't murder. If murder was legal, you wouldn't like them. "I never killed anybody." Okay, nice meeting you. Ugh. What a creep. I mean, not even a hooker. Live a life. What's wrong with that guy? He's like a Mormon or some shit. I hate those guys. "I think he's nice." Shut up, Janet. It would just... If murder was legal, there would be a lot of murder. Children would behave very differently. Because mostly parents would be murdering their own kids. That's mostly what would happen if murder was legal. You'd be, you go to a mall, there'd be like 8 different moms in the mall just, "I told you to stop it! You didn't listen to me!" You'd be stepping over dead kids. It would be like a new problem. You have to clean up your kids when you kill them because it's gross. It's bad for the environment. If you murder your child in a public place, please use one of the red bags that are in the dispensers every 3 feet of America. Put your murdered child in the red bag with a logo of a murdered kid on it. Next to the other logo that tells you not to let your alive kid play with a plastic bag because they might suffocate. In which case you could just leave them in the bag. That is a whole bunch of horrible thoughts right in a row. Right in a row. That is a compressed area of bad thought.
You know, you have bad thoughts. Hopefully you do good things. Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully they win, the good thoughts win. For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing. And I don't believe it, but it is there. It's always this, and then this thing. It's become a category in my brain that I call, of course, but maybe. I'll give you an example.
Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird. Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now. Do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't give a fuck about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we fuck others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the fucking roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You could have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit. Thanks a lot, folks. You guys were great. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Hello. All right. Thank you. All right, faggot, how you doing? Sorry, I called him a faggot. I miss that word, you know. I grew up saying that word, and
It never meant gay. When I was a kid, I didn't know what gay was. No, I hadn't been told that people do that. I had no fucking idea. Faggot didn't mean gay. When I was a kid, you called somebody faggot because they're being a faggot, you know? Someone's just being a faggot. Nah, shut up, faggot. And I'm supposed to use those for that. Shut up, faggot. Didn't mean, like, I would never call a gay guy a faggot unless he's being a faggot. But not because he's gay, you understand? Like, if I saw two guys blowing each other, and I don't know why I'm watching them do it, but if I just happen to... I stumbled upon a couple of fellas blowing one another on their respective panasia. It's a plural for penis that I invented today. Panasia. I would be respectful to them. I would, hello, gentlemen, whatever, But if one of them took the dick out of his mouth and started acting all faggy and saying annoying faggy things, people from Phoenix are Phoenicians or something like that. I'd be like, hey, shut up, faggot. Faggot! Quit being a faggot and suck that dick. That's what I would say to him. I don't know. I would never call somebody a mean name because they're sucking a dick. Because if you can suck a dick, man, that's awesome. I respect you. Because I can't do it. I can't do it. I haven't tried and failed. I just have put myself there in my mind and I couldn't do it because I'm afraid. That's the only reason. But that's why if you can suck a dick, I think there's a strength in being able to do that. I believe that. I don't believe that blowing somebody comes easily to anybody. Even if it's something that you generally do, every new dick must take something out of you. There must be something you gotta do to get yourself ready, Okay, here we go. I'm gonna suck you. Okay. Here we go! So, faggot. I don't know. A lot of words that they're not bad words. No words are bad, but some people start using them a lot to hurt other people, and then they become bad. They become hard to use. There's words that I love that I can't use because other people use them wrong to hurt other people. Like the word cunt is a beautiful word. To me, there's just beauty in that word. And I mean aesthetically. It's like chocolatey and round on the ends. I just like the way it sounds. And I don't use it as an insult. I'm alone in the laundry and I'm like, cunt, cunt. I just like saying it. I would never call a woman a cunt, except for my mom because she likes it for some weird reason. But it's a very misused word. It's supposed to mean vagina, which I don't think works at all. Because vaginas are so sweet. They're little pretty things with little flower petally lips, and I hear a piccolo in my head every time I see a vagina. Even vagina's too harsh for. They should be called like a. There should be a butterfly fluttering around every vagina all the time. Just all the time. A little butterfly. And you go to the doctor, he's like, well, the butterfly looks good, so we're in good shape. Good color to the butterfly. How do you look at something that pretty and say, that's a cunt? That doesn't fit at all. Maybe if it was a giant vagina and it was attacking a town and throwing buses around and knocking over telephone poles. Then you could say, hey, somebody shoot that cunt with a bazooka. He's gonna step on the candy store. So, faggot, cunt. everybody has different words that offend them, different things that they hear that they get offended by. To me, the thing that offends me the most is every time that I hear the N-word. Not nigger, by the way. I mean the N-word. Literally, whenever a white lady on CNN with nice hair says the N-word, that's just white people getting away with saying nigger. That's all that is. They found a way to say nigger. N-word. It's bullshit, because when you say the N-word, you put the word nigger in the listener's head. That's what saying a word is. You say the N-word and I go, oh, she means nigger. You're making me say it in my head. Why don't you fucking say it instead and take responsibility for the shitty words you want to say? Just say it. Don't hide behind the first letter like a faggot. Just say nigger, you stupid cunt. I don't know. I don't care. Somebody will kick my ass. I mean, all this shit goes on in my head. I don't really I thought the word nigger the other day. I'm going to tell you this story. And it wasn't racist. It wasn't a race even connotation. Let me tell you what happened. I went to a coffee place. And it was like a cool indie coffee. I don't like Starbucks anymore because you go there and they don't care anymore. They just press a button and some old lady's diarrhea comes out and they just give it to you. So I go to like a young people cool coffee place with like my band's playing notices on the walls, and it's called like the Howling Do whatever thing, and the dude behind the counter's got a tight t-shirt and a ponytail, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, hey, can I get a cappuccino? And he's like, yeah, right on, totally. Like, he's amazed that he could help me. Like, oh yeah, I got all this stuff right here. That's awesome. And so he starts making my coffee he works so hard. He ground the beans just for that one cup and put them in the thing and tamped them with this old thing, and you click, clack, and click, and then he took the milk and he frothed it like for like an hour, and then he banged it on the counter. I don't know why, it was awesome, and he scooped it in and put a little cocoa on it, and he's like, here you go, man. And I was just blown away. And for some reason, as I left there, the thought in my head was, that nigger made the shit out of my coffee. I don't know why. He wasn't black. That's just what was in my heart for some reason. Was that nigger made the shit out of my coffee. I don't know. I don't care. I'm all sweaty. I don't feel good. I ate too much and masturbated too recently. You know, that kind of... You know, it's bad to like jerk off and run out the door because you run into somebody, oh, she knows. Like, you gotta take some time alone to process the shame. And I can't stop eating. Today, I weighed myself today. I don't know why. I'm not using the information. It's not guiding my behavior. Why am I bothering to find out exactly how much of a piece of shit I am? I weighed myself, and I usually hover around 230, 240 today. 240. I weigh 240 pounds, which is not, no, it's not okay. Because there's no way, like, you know when you go to a doctor, they give you like a formula for how much your weight, like a rule of thumb. I'm pretty sure it's not your age plus 200 pounds. That doesn't seem like... Like, I was watching a boxing match today, and both guys, they weighed 110 pounds each. So, both of those guys still need a fat baby and a dead dog to make me. And it's really bad because I'm 40 and my doctor's like, yeah, you gotta be less people. You can't be so much. He just told me this is bad. And he starts asking me about my eating habits, you know? Like there's habits, like there's a pattern. It's just chaos and awfulness. It's just desperate constant. He's like, how many meals and how many bowel movements a day? I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. It's just a blur. I'm just shitting and eating all day. I pack my body to capacity and then blow it out my asshole. That's it. Every shit is an emergency. Does that give you some idea of my eating habits? And he's trying to get a handle on my. He's like, dude, look, hey, look. Well, how soon into a meal do you typically feel full and stop eating? I'm like, I don't stop eating when I'm full. The meal is not over when I'm full. The meal is over when I hate myself. That's when I stop. I guess normal people eat till they're like, oh, that's all the nutrition I require right there. I just reached it. I will cease the intake now and convert this into useful energy throughout the day. No. Every time I eat, it ends with me, why the fuck did I eat them? Dude, get it away. I don't want to look at that shit. That's all. It's all right here, too. It's like, I got syrup in my veins, like for blood. I got syrup. It's gonna be bad later. I can't take care of myself. And I'm always just uncomfortable, just sweaty, and just like this is such a bummer. Like, it's my nightmare. It's my whole life. Best thing that ever happened to me was boxer briefs. I'm so happy about boxer briefs. It doesn't seem like a big deal to most people, but before boxer briefs, I was trapped between the two awful worlds of briefs and boxers. Briefs are for normal man with one leg here and one leg here. Two totally separate legs with a whole area between. And the briefs go up into this little valley, this little area, and they come down like this, and they can just tuck up in there and just hold them nicely. Because he's got all that air and negative space. But this is just all just mashed together, just upsetting, stingy, red, sweaty, just like, this looks like a pig's ass when I'm naked. Like, even my dick is curly like the tail. Like, this is a pig's ass. And I pull briefs on and they just go, and they just grab my dick and balls. Like, here's your balls, you fat bastard. You like that? And they just dig up in there with this viciously sharp cotton and after a while I'd have just this wad of just damp cloth, just a wad of wet cotton, just like the size of a tennis ball, like a huge wad of wet cotton. And boxers were worse because they just let everything flap around and touch each other and upset each other. I need everything to be segregated down here. I need everything would stick and just get. And also, when I had boxers on, for some reason, I always had just water, like a quarter cup of water, just sloshing around my asshole all the time. Just what is this water? It's hovering around my asshole, defying gravity, just like an upside down glass of water in my ass. I gotta manage because I can't stop eating. I exercise a lot. I run 5 miles every other day to maintain this shit body that I have. Because the food, man, I eat like high octane crap. Like the other day I got a Cinnabon. Do you know what a Cinnabon is? Let me explain Cinnabons to those of you with self-respect who just walk right by shit like that and have no idea what dudes like me are eating. Because the line at Cinnabon is not a varied group of people. It's not all kinds of folks trying out a Cinnabon. It's not like there's a skinny Chinese girl and then a little dude. It's just... And no one's happy on the Cinnabon line. No one's like, I love these, I can't wait. No one's excited to get one. It's all dudes like me or fatter standing like, oh, fuck, I'm getting a Cinnabon. Oh, shit. I gotta cancel all that shit I was gonna do, too, because this is gonna be... Here's what a Cinnabon is. Let me explain it to you. It's a 6-foot-high cinnamon swirl cake made for one sad fat man. Even if you have a vagina, you're a man if you're eating a Cinnabon. In that moment, you're a man. It's a sticky, hot bun, and it comes with a little tub of jizzy hot syrup. It's hot cum. There's no way that's not hot cum. How is that not hot cum? They should call it a fat faggot treat, just to... just to make us say that when we... Because we don't slow us down. We don't give a shit. Yeah, give me a fat faggot treat, please. Yeah, with a hot cum. Dude, I don't care. What do you think, I have integrity? I'm buying a Cinnabon right now. I'm buying a Cinnabon at the airport that I arrived at. You understand why that's extra disgusting, right? Because when you're leaving, if you're at your destination, you know, when you're at the airport, you're leaving, you can go like, oh, I gotta eat. I need food, and because I might be trapped in the sky forever, and I should eat right now. But this is, I've landed. The trip is over. I'm 20 minutes from my house where I got bananas and apples and shit. And I'm sitting on my luggage just fucking eating a Cinnabon with a fork and knife, just It was a shitty one too. It was old. The dude at the thing, he was about to take it in and close, and I was like, no, give me that now. And he didn't want to sell it to me. He's like, this is very old. Please don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's too old. I was like, dude, I'm eating that. That's what's gonna happen next. You decide if we're going to be in the paper tomorrow, but that shit's going in my face. I already made the shitty decision. Don't ruin it. Just give me the jizz. Ooh, yes, thank you, Jim. Just drinking the jizz with my eyes closed. The Cinnabon jizz. Big fat faggot that I am. I'm a fat faggot. You are what you are, you know. I mean, I'm 40 now, and that's, you know, I mean, I'm 40. I'm half dead, basically. 40 is a weird age. You get to this point where, like, you're not old enough for anybody to give a shit that you're old. Nobody's like, I helped a 40-year-old guy today, and it felt really good to do something for him. Nobody spends their holidays delivering hot meals to 40-year-olds. And you're not young enough for anybody to ever be proud of you or impressed. They're just like, yeah, do your job, asshole. Nobody cares. That's what you're supposed to do. And the world looks at you like when you're 40, if you go to the doctor, guess what? They don't try to fix anything anymore. They stop trying to fix shit. When you get to be 40, they just go, yeah, it starts to happen. They don't care. I went to the doctor because my ankle hurt, right? Now, if you're 20 and you have a bad shoulder, the doctor will reconstruct your shoulder through miracles of modern science. He'll take your ear and make a shoulder out of it. It's weird. But when you're 40, they just give you no options. They don't care. I went because my ankle, like I was limping for like a month out of nowhere. And the doctor, he brings me and he shows me an x-ray of my ankle. He's like, yeah, your ankle's just worn out. I was like, what do you mean, I injured my ankle? He's like, no, it's just shitty now. Just see that dark area? Ugh, it's all hardened. Yeah, they get like that. And they're not good anymore. I was like, well, so just goodbye? Nothing? Is there nothing? You just, nothing? There's no, it's like incurable shitty ankle. That's it. And he goes, well, there's things you can do. You can stretch. For a half hour a day, you should stretch your ankle. I was like, how long will that take to fix it? He's like, no, you just do that now. That's just a new thing you do. until you and your shitty ankle both die. I was like, dude, this hurts a lot. And he goes, well, you could take a leave. Just take a leave. You could buy it, just take it. And you can take whatever amount. It doesn't matter. Like, don't pay attention to the dosage. Like, really? He's like, yeah, you could take 10 a day. You'd be fine. He said take 10 a leave a day. I said, I heard, doesn't that stuff, like, hurt your intestines? He goes, oh, yeah, it'll do some intestinal damage after a while. But you just got to weigh that against how much you like your ankle not hurting. This is all totally true, by the way. This is exactly what happened. And at one point I was like, hey, what if I was like an athlete or something? He goes, you're not an athlete, so no to whatever else you were about to say. It's bleak. It's harder for old people. My grandmother's 95. She can't see out of her left eye. It just shut off. The last time we went to see her, she's like, I can't see out of my left eye. And we're all like, oh, hey, what was Christmas like in the 40s? Maybe run out the clock on the eye thing if we're lucky, you know? So I go to her doctor. He's right at the end of the hall. He's there always like 90 feet away from her. So I go to the doctor and I said, you know, she can't see out of her left eye at all. And I swear to God, he goes, well, she's probably got a bunch of tumors in her head. I swear to God. That's exactly what he said. I remember it because I was blown away by how none of his education he applied to this particular diagnosis. He said that she's probably got a bunch of tumors in her head. He's a doctor and he called it her head. He almost said fucking head. I swear to God, like that's what he was thinking. She's probably got a bunch of tumors in her fucking head. Oh, who gives a shit? That old cunt will be dead in a week. I ain't gonna get up from my desk because of her eye. What, does she need 2 eyes to see the shitty place you fucking put her because you don't love her enough? Anyway, I ain't there yet. I'm halfway there. 40-year-old guys are not good specimens either. We're not... Like, I have a friend who has a lot of young girlfriends. He always goes, and he goes a little too, they're too young. And it's not okay. You know, he brings them around and you're like, dude, don't. Like, literally point at her face and go, don't fuck her. That's awful. Because, and she's like, it's just bad, you know? But so he was going to have sex with her one night, and he said he wanted to go all night. Like, he wanted to really last a long time. So he said, I'm going to drink a lot of milk so I can have a lot of sex. He's like, who told you that mattered? And he goes, well, because you can come more if you drink milk. This guy actually thinks that, like, you run out of cum, but if you drink milk, your body goes like, oh, dude, that's perfect. Just send that right through. That's fine. Nobody will know the difference. Just go ahead and send it through. Run out of cum and a pinch milk is fine. It doesn't, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and send it right through. Spray it all over his cat's face, whatever he was doing. What? I'll come on my cat's face. If she's watching, she's going to get a face full of cum. She knows that by now. She knows. Her fault now. Come on my cat's face once, shame on me. I don't have a cat. I don't have a cat. I never had one. I mean, I would come on a cat's face. I'm not trying to take that back. I just don't happen to have a cat. I have a dog, and I had a dog when I was a teenager, and yeah, I did once. I made my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls, which is something you now can't unknow. You just know it. I did this. And I only hesitated to start the sentence only because I wasn't sure whether to say that I let my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls or that I made him lick cottage cheese. And really, considering how much dogs love cheese, I think I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I think that's probably the fairest way to put it. I remember it so clearly, and I remember the look on the dog's face. He was like, "Oh fuck, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this to us? Just put it on a plate. Why do I have to lick it off your goddamn balls?" All right, come on, fine, let's do it. I'm doing it. I don't care. Look, you gotta live with this. I'll be dead in 2 years. I'm a dog. This is your problem. Sorry I'm being so negative. I'm a bummer. I don't know. I shouldn't be. I'm a very, lucky guy. I got a lot going for me. I'm healthy. I'm relatively young. I'm white, which thank God for that shit, boy. That is a huge leg up. Are you kidding me? Oh, God, I love being white. I really do. Seriously, if you're not white, you're missing out, because this shit is thoroughly good. But let me be clear, by the way. I'm not saying that white people are better. I'm saying that being white is clearly better. Who could even argue? If it was an option, I would re-up every year. Oh, yeah, I'll take white again. Absolutely. I've been enjoying that. I'm going to stick with white. Thank you. Here's how great it is to be white. I could get in a time machine and go to any time, and it would be fucking awesome when I get there. That is exclusively a white privilege. Black people can't fuck with time machines. A black guy in a time machine is like, hey, anything before 1980? No, thank you. I don't want to go. But I can go to any time. The year 2? I don't even know what's happening then. But I know when I get there, welcome, we have a table right here for you, sir. Thank you. Oh, it's lovely here in the year 2. I can go to any time. In the past. I don't want to go to the future and find out what happens to white people, because we're going to pay hard for this shit. You got to know that. We're not going to just fall from number 1 to 2. They're going to hold us down and fuck us in the ass forever. And we totally deserve it. But for now, whee! Now, if you're white and you don't admit that it's great, you're an asshole. It is great. And I'm a man. How many advantages could one person have? I'm a white man. You can't even hurt my feelings. What can you really call a white man that really digs deep? Hey, cracker. Oh, ruined my day. Boy, shouldn't have called me a cracker. Bringing me back to owning land and people. What a drag. I am married, though. That takes me down a few pegs. The other night, my wife sent me to Walgreens to get toilet paper because we were out of toilet paper because I had thrown it all in the garbage so I could get out of the house. So I'm driving to Walgreens. It was nighttime, and I'm driving, and then I see a deer, and I fucking hate deer. I hate them because they're everywhere up there. I used to live in the city, and I loved deer then because I was this liberal in the city, and I'd see deer, and you're driving with your friends out to the country, and you see a deer, and everybody's like, oh my God, turn off the car, don't scare the deer. It's just so beautiful. Look at the beautiful deer. Look how he looks around. It's just so mysterious and beautiful. God gave us a gift, everybody. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the gift of the beautiful deer. But now I live, and deer are in my fucking yard every day, and they suck. They're just rats with hooves. They don't matter. They have ticks that give you Lyme disease, and they shit everywhere, and they make a noise. Did you know that? They go, oh, they're assholes. They're shit animals. I go out every morning and throw rocks at them, and I try really hard to hit them on the head with rocks. And they don't care. They're like, they don't care. I don't have have a gun, but if I did, I would shoot a baby deer in the mouth and feel nothing. I wouldn't feel anything. I just go, oh look, he's dead. That's interesting. I guess that's what happens when you shoot him in the fucking mouth. I go out of my way to kill a deer. I would happily blow 20 guys in an alley with bleedy dicks so I could get AIDS and then fuck a deer and kill it with my AIDS. I would do that in a second. I mean it. I mean it. So I see this deer, and this is how dumb these deer... I hit him with the headlights, and he does, duh, that whole thing. And then he won't just go. He's like, can I go? Is it okay if I go? Like and I'm like, fucking go! You're gonna go! He's like, go. Like, just go! And then I get close, and I try to kind of get away from him, and then I see him, and he looks at me, and he panics. I swear, and he ran and smashed his body into my fucking car. Like, just fucking destroyed my mirror, just shattered my mirror, broke his neck. I heard him break his own fucking neck, and then he just dragged his stupid deer head into the woods, and he died. And I'm glad he's dead. I was glad right away. I got out of my car, I did, and I yelled into the woods, I'm glad you're dead, you fucking idiot! I hope your dear wife finds you dead and dies of a broken heart. Hope your dear baby starved to death. You broke my mirror, you faggot, cunt, nigger deer. So I go to Walgreens. I just kept going. I gotta buy drugs all the time because I got kids. Kids are like buckets of disease that live in your house. And you get sick from them all the time. I got sick. Last week I had a flu that I caught because my daughter coughed into my mouth. Just hit me right in the back of the throat. Like, thanks, honey, I'm sick right now. I can feel it already. She did this, by the way, because she's trying to tell me a secret. And she thinks you tell secrets into people's mouths. She takes her whole face. Which is inconsiderate, borderline retarded behavior, if you ask me. And by the way, she's 5 years old. What secret does she have that I really need to hear? Like, she's gonna tell me a secret and I'm gonna go, holy shit, are you serious? Oh my God. Honey, I won't tell anybody. That is fucked up though, seriously? She got an abortion on Christmas Eve? Oh my God. She's 5 years old. You know what that means? Nothing that she says matters. She's never said anything actually important in her entire life. I literally could have missed every word this fucking kid has ever said, and nothing would be different. Everything would have been exactly the same. I enjoy the things she says. They're beautiful and poetic. I love hearing them, but I don't have to fucking hear any of it. And that's an important distinction. If you're a parent, you just start making it. Because you can't listen to them all the time that they're talking. Because they're talking all the time. And they just talk whenever. They don't give a shit what you're doing or if it's a good time. I'm in a shootout with the cops and she's telling me all kinds of shit. She doesn't care because she's 5. They're self-absorbed people. They have no ability. No 5-year-old ever goes like, no, go ahead and finish. I'll tell you after. It's fine. They just can't. And sometimes it's impossible. Like the other day I was in New York City with my kids. And I got 2 of these fucking things. Remember that, please. 2 of them. And we're in the crowded streets. I got this one here, the 2-year-old. She can walk, but she won't. She's a bullshitter. So I'm carrying her. And she weighs like 20 babies, this kid. She's tiny, but she's got the density of a dying sun. I don't understand how she's this heavy. It feels like a fat raccoon holding a bowling ball. That's what she feels like. And the pain in my shoulder is intense. And it's sending signals to my brain like, you don't love her, just drop her. She doesn't matter. Just let her die. So I'm fighting that on this side. I got the 5-year-old like this. I hope it's her. I haven't looked back in about an hour. I'm just dragging somebody tiny just through many strangers' thighs. Briefcase corners are hitting her in the temple. I don't give a shit. I'm in a hurry because my pocket's vibrating and my wife's calling to see where I am, even though she sent me to do this shit. And I'm yelling into my pocket like she can hear me. I'm fucking coming! Shut up! And this one is talking the whole time. The whole time. With a tiny voice 2 feet off the ground. What am I gonna listen to this shit? Really? What am I gonna take a knee every 2 seconds? What's that, sweetie? Go ahead. What's that? What? Excuse me, sir. Go ahead. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes dogs are brown. That's very true. Good thing I didn't miss any of that shit coming out of your stupid face. What kind of a father would I be if I pretended to listen to that? I remember the first time my daughter said a whole sentence. That was a big deal because she had never made a whole thought by herself. She just said the little words, and I was doing the dishes, and behind me I just hear her, she just goes, "Daddy, I don't like chicken." I dropped my plate. My wife and I cried and hugged. A big moment. A week later, I'm making dinner. She goes, "Daddy, I don't like chicken." Well, we're fucking having chicken. What are you talking about? I don't like chicken. I don't like you, okay? I don't like you. I don't like people that make me work and don't appreciate what I make for them. You don't like chicken? Make whatever the fuck you want then. Get out of your shitty little plastic chair and make your own dinner. Whatever it is you want so much. I don't like chicken. You'll like the chicken when I shove it up your ass, because that's where it's going if you don't eat it. Seriously. I will grind it up in the Cuisinart and then blow it up your ass with a straw. I gotta feed her. She's gotta eat. When your kid won't eat, you just go crazy because you have a physical need to feed them. It's an instinct. And when they're sitting there just looking at their food, you're like, just fucking eat it! You'll die, you idiot! Eat the food! And I like it. It doesn't matter. Put it in your face. They have your footprint at the hospital. They know that I have you. I'm not allowed to let you die, you piece of shit. Eat it! You have a social security number. You're on the grid, motherfucker. Eat! If you're skinny, I go to jail. Do you understand? And I love my kids and I die for them, but my life fucking stinks. It just does. It's what it is when you're a parent. You know, it's all the pleasures are gone. Nobody fucks you ever again. That shit's just over. You can't sleep. You don't sleep. You don't eat. You don't eat meals. You just eat at the sink fast, standing up. Some macaroni and cheese that she didn't fucking eat. That's your dinner now. With people yelling, "Hurry up! I'm just trying to get." You don't do anything fun. Your single friend's like, "Did you see that movie?" "No, I didn't see the fucking movie." Okay. And you can't even enjoy being a parent because there's no pride in it because we suck at it. Everybody sucks. We make huge mistakes, and then you just go, "Whoops, permanent damage there. Move on, I guess." My 5-year-old has all these twitches and weird fears. I'm like, "Good luck with that shit, honey. That's all my handiwork." Sorry. And it gets harder, too. You think it's going to get easier. Like when they're babies, you think that's the hard part because you got to do everything. You got to feed them. You got to put their clothes on. You got to put them in the car. You got to do everything. But you think it's going to get easier because they're going to grow up and do all this shit for themselves. But they're not. They're going to grow up and be able to, but they fucking won't do it. So it's actually easier when they're babies because when you want them to eat, you just take food and just shove it in their face. You got to put on a shoe. You just take a foot and chew on it. Just pull her arms through the sweater. throw her in the car and keep the door closed. And then you get the parents live for the tiny vacations from their kids. The little tiny, like when you put your kids in the car and you close their door, and that little walk around to your own door. It's like a carnival cruise. It's just the greatest. And you just stand at your door like, okay, oh, that was bad. Fuck. Whoa, that shit was, what did I say? Fuck, that was bad. Okay. Okay, everybody. I was changing my daughter the other day, and she's too old for diapers now, but she's still in them, and it's bad because this kid does not poop. This kid craps. This is not okay anymore. I was changing her diaper the other day. It was like a 48-year-old alcoholic man's shit in her diaper. Like she was out all night drinking Jaeger, and she went to Denny's and got a Grand Slam. Ate half of it, got in a fight in the parking lot, and passed out in a Pontiac and shit herself. And her friends drove her home with the windows open and dumped her on my lawn. And now I gotta clean it. And it's crazy. And you can't even react. You can't go like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. You'll fuck them up about their own shit. You gotta be nice. You open her diaper, it's just chaos in there. It's just bananas. It's just... every shit amazes me. I'm never used to it. Everyone, I'm like, okay, wow, what is that? You have been eating diarrhea for a week, I think. Because that's awful. But you can't. You gotta be like, you just go, oh, wow. You really got something there, honey? That's really something. That's really okay. Well, all right, let me scrape that off your knees for you. Just get it down off your back. Just get all this hazmat in one place. Wipe you down. Clean your tiny vagina at the end. Who knew that was going to be my life? I had no idea that my relationship to the vagina was going to be cleaning shit out of a tiny one several times a day. They don't tell you that. When you're getting ready to be a dad, nobody pulls you aside and says, you're going to have to clean the vagina a lot because every time she takes a shit, it goes straight up her twat. They don't tell you that. Nobody tells you. And they should. It's a big part of being a dad. It's bigger than Christmas. It happens every day. And you got to get it right, front to back. It's very important. I'm glad I got girls, though. Girls are great. I don't want to clean shit off of some kid's balls. I'm glad that's not my job. I don't. Boys, feel weird about them. I have nephews, they come over and they play in the sprinkler naked with their little red dicks, and I just don't like their little penises bother me. I don't know, I just get this weird feeling like they're gonna come over and fuck my nose or something with their little dicks. I know it's an irrational fear, but it's very real to me. I'm gonna fall asleep in a lawn chair and wake up. Fuck! What are you doing? He's fucking my nose. She's like, fuck, get out of there. Control your kids, could you? They're fucking my nose while I'm sleeping. Boys are hard to raise, man. All my sisters have boys, and I just feel for them because it's really hard, and they really do. Here's the thing, though. Girls are just as hard to raise, but on a whole other level. They're different. Here's the difference to me between boys and girls. Boys fuck things up. Girls are fucked up. That's the difference. Boys just do damage to your house that you can measure in dollars like a hurricane. Girls, leave scars in your psyche that you find later, like a genocide or an atrocity. Like my sister-in-law came over once with her little boy. He's like 4 years old, and she comes over and she's been with him all day, so she's in bad shape. She's got a drink, and she's like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. And I put like an army blanket around her, trying to calm her down. And then her little boy walks up to her. He's got a handful of sand. I don't know where he got it. There's no sand in my home. He's got a handful of it. Walks up to his mom and just throws it right in her drink. It's all she had. And he just ruined it. Really confident, too. Not like this. He was like, yeah, that's where that shit goes, right there. And I was blown away by this because I have girls, they would never dream of doing that. It wouldn't even enter their heads that a person could do that. But they're fucked up. Like my 5-year-old, the other day, one of her toys broke. And she demanded that I break her sister's toy to make it fair. And I did. That's how much shit she gave me. I broke the little toy, and I felt awful. I was like crying. And I look at her, she's got this creepy smile on her face. That's the difference between boys and girls. And it becomes the difference between men and women, really. Because a man will, like, steal your car, or burn your house down, or beat the shit out of you. But a woman will ruin your fucking life. Do you see the difference? Like a man will cut your arm off and throw it in a river. But he'll leave you as a human being intact. He won't fuck with who you are. Women are non-violent, but they will shit inside of your heart. My wife and I, we've been married for about 9 years now, so we're almost done. And after 9 years and 2 kids, you start looking at each other like, no, no, I'm not gonna just keep doing this. Who would do that? We went to therapy for a while, and the therapist was like, one day he goes, you should go on a date. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not going. I did go on a date with my wife, and I don't think I'm going to call her again. It wasn't really fun. Some things do get easier as you've been married for a while. You start to understand each other better, and you start looking at yourself more. You spend a lot of your marriage looking at the other person and trying to change them or figure them out. Then you start realizing what you're bringing to the table, and you blame them less for shit, you know? Like, my wife will never fuck me again. I know that now. But I just feel differently about it. I used to get mad. I used to be like, she hasn't fucked me in months. How could she do that to me? Now I look at myself and I'm like, how did she fuck me for years? She fucked me for years. She couldn't possibly have enjoyed most of those fucks. Which means she took about 500 for the team. You gotta respect that shit. I think it's hard for women to have sex if they don't feel like it. It's not a skill they have generally. Men have it. That's just different. We have different sexual skills. Men can fuck whatever. We don't care. We'll fuck you if we don't like you. Everybody knows that. But we'll fuck you even if we don't feel like fucking you. Even if we're not hard. Like, I'll fuck you. Give me a second. I'll find a way. We don't care. We'll fuck things. We'll fuck a rusty keyhole nailed to a donkey's ass. We don't give a shit. We are jizz on demand. We just we don't care. Women have another skill, which is that they can decide whether or not to have sex with their minds, which is amazing to me. A woman can decide not to fuck in the middle of fucking. That is so weird to me that they can just stop because of some other shit that distracted them. If I'm fucking you, you could show me a picture of you cutting my mom's head off. And I'll be like, whoa. As soon as I come, we're going to have a talk about that picture. That's really... Because I need to come. I need to. Coming is a need. I came the first time when I was 12 and I haven't skipped a day. I come every day. And I've fucked maybe 20 times in my life, so it's just been me doing most of the work. And I really, I jerk off way too much and it upsets me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so selfish. I don't know what it is, but I know it's bad. I know I'm hurting somebody somewhere. There's something wrong with it. Like I was thinking the other day that you can figure out how bad a person you are by how soon after September 11th you masturbated, like how long you waited. And for me, it was between the two buildings going down. So I have a feeling that I had to do it. I had to, otherwise they win. That's the way I was looking at it at the time. It was a strange time for all of us. And I know you all waited a whole week because you're awesome, but I just couldn't do it. A boner's a boner. It's got to go. Something's got to happen. Boners just, they ruin everything. And I really hate boners. I hate every one I've ever had. I remember the first time I was 9. That's the worst thing about a little boy's life is that you start getting boners when you're 9. And you don't come for 3 fucking years. It's 3 years of just vicious little boners. They don't go away. You just pass out moaning in a ditch somewhere. And you wake up, you're still hard. It's awful. If you ever see a 9-year-old boy on the street, just give him $20 because he's very unhappy. Or suck his dick, however you feel like you can help him out. I remember that, man. I remember being 9 and just being hard and not knowing why or what to do. I just would rub my dick against stuff. That's all I did. Everything. If I was sitting in front of a car, I would just press it against the car. Like, oh, it's warm from the sun. It's good. I used to run home from school after school so I could fuck my whole house, basically. I would just fuck the house. I'd fuck the walls and the floor. If you have a 9-year-old at home, he's fucking your house right now. Because that's what we do. We had a corduroy couch. That couch was my bitch. I fucked it all day. Just humping with no results. Just frustrated. I used to do weird things with my dick too. Like I'd close it in the refrigerator door. I don't know why. I just liked the pressure. I liked that one side was metal and the other was that accordion like rubber with a magnet in it. The cold air on my balls. It's good. It's good. I don't know why. It's good. I don't know how I ever got laid, really, because I was awful at it. I still am. I never understood, like, there's guys that just have this confidence and they can, like, go out with a girl, know when to lean in and kiss her and shit. I couldn't, I would just go, can I ever fuck you? Like, I just blurt it out. I remember one night I was with a girl, I was like 20 years old, I was already doing stand-up, and I did a show in Washington, D.C., and after the show, one of the waitresses came back to my hotel. She was really cute, and we're making out in my hotel, and she's into it. She's like humping me. So I start putting my hand up her shirt, and she stops me. I'm like, okay. So then we're making out more, and I start putting my hand on her ass, and she stops me. So after a while, she went home. Nothing happened. And then the next night, I saw her at the club, and she goes, hey, what happened last night? I was like, what? And she goes, how come we didn't have sex? I was like, because you didn't want to. She's like, yes, I did. I was really into it. I was like, why did you keep stopping me? And she goes, because I wanted you to just go for it. I was like, what does that mean? She says, I'm kind of weird. I get turned on when a guy just gets frustrated and just holds me down and fucks me. Like, that's a big turn on for me. And I was like, well, you should have told me. I would have happily done that for you. And she says, no, it has to feel real and dangerous. I'm like, what, are you out of your fucking mind? You think I'm just going to rape you on the off chance that hopefully you're into that shit? I'm an idiot. I'm getting kind of a rapey vibe from this girl. I don't know. I suspect she might enjoy being raped. Maybe that's her thing. I don't want to ask first and ruin it, so just take a shot and rape her. What the hell? What's the worst that could happen after all? Jesus. But Anyway, that's all history. Sex for me, it's gone. It's just me and my wife, and it's sad because my wife is beautiful. I love to look at her and I feel for her. She's gorgeous. She really is. She just turned 40 and she looks awesome. And it's not because she looks younger than 40. She looks 40 on the nose. But I like that. I didn't know I would, but I find her really sexy. I like that. I like women. It's a huge turn on. She's got gray streaks in her hair, and I find that sexy. I really do. She's got strong arms from picking up the kids. She's strong and sexy on a whole other level, you know? She's changing. She smells different. She used to have blue eyes. They're black now. She's like intense, kind of crazy looking, you know? And all these lines in her face from all the shit I did to her, you know? She's got character. She looks like one of those pictures from the Depression of the Dust Bowl farmers, you know? She's intense. I like it. It turns me on. That's what I like now. I like women, you know? Girls, I'm done. Long time ago. 22-year-old girls, God bless you. Go do a shot. Whatever the fuck you do with your time. Woo! That's not me anymore. I like women. And I know that that's offensive to 22-year-old girls. They're like, I'm a woman, I'm 22, I'm totally a woman. I study women's issues and I'm a woman. Not to me, sorry. To me, you're not a woman until you had a couple of kids and your life is in the toilet. That's really when you become a woman, is when people come out of your vagina and step on your dreams. You're still standing after that shit. You are a woman. If you're still going to clubs and you have a ponytail and a little dress, you're standing outside of a club waiting to get in, it's 2 degrees, you got no jacket, a little dress, it's going to be great in there. You're a girl. I want to give you a sweater and a ride home. I don't want to fuck you. I'll jerk off to you, but I don't want to fuck you and get involved with a girl. I do want to fuck you, but you won't fuck me, so fuck you anyway. But I'll totally fuck you. But there's just a difference between girls and women, and it's not about age. Like there's a reason why they call it Girls Gone Wild. You notice there's no Women Gone Wild, because no one would fucking buy the Wild Women DVD. Because when girls go wild, they show their tits to people. When women go wild, they kill men and drown their kids in a tub. That's what wild women do. They don't show their tits to nobody. They fuck with their bras on. It's a whole other thing. Try taking your 4-year-old wife's picture when she comes out of the shower. Fuck you! Get the fuck out of here! It's not funny. She's not. You thought it would be cute? Like, no, she's like, fuck off! Sorry. Because she doesn't have tits anymore. She has breasts that need to be checked and maintained. I get bills for my wife's breasts. That's some grown-up woman shit right there. Girls have the titties with the little perky nipples, and that's awesome. But you're not a woman till you got long, chewed-up nipples. And you're not a man till you suck one of those fucking things either, by the way. Thank you very much, folks. I hope you had a good time. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Hello there. Hey. Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk to you for about an hour. And it's weird. It's weird what I do. Somebody asked me once if it takes confidence to... Nobody asked me, but I just want to talk about this. If it takes... It does take confidence to do this. It takes not a general confidence, but a specific kind, you know? There's lots of kinds of confidence. There's personal confidence. I don't have much of that. Personal confidence is like a man wearing white pants. That takes, you know, tremendous confidence and optimism, really. To leave the house in white pants like it's going to be a great day. There's going to be no puddles or pizza, nothing. I could never wear white pants
because I'll get my period first of all. I know that. Or diarrhea, more likely. That's really my period. Diarrhea. About once a month, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Better just get home. And don't make any big decisions today. It's true, don't make, if you have diarrhea, don't negotiate. It's a bad bargaining position. If I have diarrhea, you stand between me and the toilet, I'll sell you my house for 10 cents. So that's one kind of confidence. Here's another kind, moral confidence. Moral confidence. That means knowing that you would do the right thing, knowing that you wouldn't do something wrong. Moral confidence. You can have that in your daily life because a lot of your days are the same. But what if you were in another time? I would love to believe, I feel confident that I would not have had slaves. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have had any. Even if I lived in 17 whatever in Virginia and all my neighbors had slaves, I would have been like, you guys are dicks. I can say that, but it's easy to say that now because you can't get no slaves. You just can't get any. That's why you don't have slaves. It's not because you're better than back then people. It's because they're not available. That's a huge contributing factor. It's not a decision you need to make every day, like you're crying your groceries, but oh, fuck, maybe I should, I don't know, I better not, but geez, it would be easier. Because they're not there. It's not like they have slaves at Home Depot. I mean, they kind of do. But, yeah. There are some forms of kind of slavery. You can get a Russian woman to do whatever you want because her family's hostage. That's one of them. But that's still temporary. I mean, you could adopt like a 12-year-old from Bangladesh and... I mean, really, he'll move into your house and do your laundry and suck your dick, whatever you want. But even he gets to leave when he's 18. Although, who wants them when they're that old? I'm just saying, excuse me, I'm just saying that slavery gets rebranded, but it doesn't really ever totally go away. I mean, it's been part of human history going way back, slavery. Even the earliest civilizations in Mesopotamia, I don't know if I didn't go to college, I don't know anything. But the earliest images of human life already had the guys going, ugh, and the guy going, ah, motherfucker. How early did we come up with this? Like from the beginning of human existence, we evolved, through ideas. We were a scared, naked ape, and then we were like, make a fire, it's a good idea. Kill an animal and take his fur, it's a good idea. Plant things and then wait, it's a good idea. But really quickly we came up with, just make them fucking do it. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing nothing. Make them fucking do it. That was like our third thing we did on Earth. So you can have confidence, but you got to be a little, I mean, there's things that people did in history that I wouldn't have done, for sure. Like, I wouldn't have made an Auschwitz. I wouldn't have done that. What am I going to do with an Auschwitz? Yeah, Auschwitz is not one of those where you're like, it was the times, It was a horrible thing, obviously. Auschwitz, horrible. They killed people. They killed children. They killed little children in Auschwitz who could have grown up and moved to Brooklyn and hated black people, and they didn't get to do that. It's terrible. I know. I had a friend who's a comedian in England, and he made a joke about Auschwitz, and he got in a lot of trouble. It was a big shitstorm. And at one point, Auschwitz tweeted, about his joke. It's true. It's at Auschwitz with a blue check. So it was like, oh, cool, it's really them. You know? And they tweeted like, that's not funny. Why is the death camp tweeting? Who's running the social accounts at Auschwitz? I got a summer job at Auschwitz. I'm running their Twitter. Moral confidence. There's other ways to boost your moral confidence. Like you can do good things. Or, you know, or not. You can help people all the time. You can help homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people here. There's a shitload of homeless people here. I mean, not in here. There's none in here. There's zero in here. That's right. They can't come in here. Even with a ticket, they cannot come in here. They're not allowed in the places where we're allowed. That's what we all agree on. Everybody's like, I don't know what to do about the homeless, but they're not coming in here. They're not coming in here. They're outdoor people. They don't have... If you don't have your own indoors, you can't go in other people's indoors. They can't go where we go. There's places where you'll never see a homeless person. Like the airport. There's no homeless people at the airport. You go to the bus station, they're on the bus beside you. But at the airport, they can't even get to it. They can't even get to it. You never seen a homeless person at the airport? You never been at your gate and some guy's like, hey man, I'm trying to get to Tokyo, can you help me out? Just give me an aisle seat, brother. And they're all over the country, everywhere now. I've been on tour, I've seen them everywhere. I was in Phoenix, and it was during the summer, 120 degrees. And homeless people are just standing at the intersection with a sign, and they're just cooking. You can't even tell what race he was before it burnt off. And he's holding a sign that says, help, I'm on fire. But you're like, you're in a white BMW, like, I can't, sorry. There's glass here. I can't help because of the glass. And even here you drive by them. In New York, you walk right by them. So in New York, they're right there. They're in your space. They're in your world. And you got to make a choice. Every couple of blocks, you got to make a choice. You going to help or not? You got to keep shooting it. You got to put a limit on it somewhere because you're not going to help all of them. And you're not going to help any of them, really, with a few bucks. But there's always that, like, there's a homeless guy who lives, he doesn't live anywhere. But, I mean, he's, by definition, he's at large. But he's often seen. He's always on the corner by my house. Same guy, every day. And I walk past him every day on the way to the store. I go to the same store every day. I go to Claire's. I don't know if you know Claire's. It's a jewelry store for children. I go there every day. I buy a handful of scrunchies and I run home. Everything else I buy online. Anyway, when I walk by this homeless guy in the morning, he always goes, hey, man, can you help me out? And I go, sure, I give him $5. Then I go to the store. 5 minutes later, I walk by, and he says, hey, man, can you, he doesn't remember, which is fine, but I don't want to give him another $5, you know? Because I only have a few million. I don't know why. I don't know why. I clearly should. I don't know what makes me go, You had your $5, young man. What am I going to spoil him? You know what I was thinking about today? I was thinking about Jesus. I was. Today, I was thinking about Jesus. And after I came, I thought, well, I feel sorry for Jesus. That's how I feel. I don't know how much you know about Jesus, but I feel fucking bad for Jesus, man. I do. He had a hard life. I mean, the last day was particularly difficult, but if you look at pictures of him, he had to wear that thong, that fucking just dish rag yanked up his balls. Just, carrying his cross like, fuck, just a rash. Some people say you should live like Jesus. Who can live? He was insane. You can't live like that. He had a weird life. I'm reading about Jesus. I have this book about Jesus. I'm going to share it with you. Okay. This is a book about Jesus. Actually, only this much is about Jesus. Only that, just that part. The rest of it is just the Jews going like, and then we walked for 50 years in the desert, and we only had a little bit of oil. It was difficult. It's just, it's fucking verbose. The Jew, look at that, just Jews. It just goes on and on. And then Jacob bought a goat, and Abraham lived to be 800. Yeah, I bet he fucking did, too. The Jews in the early chapters are all like 800 years old. And then God was like, I can't with these fucking Jews for 800 years. Heart disease starts today. So that's them, and that's Jesus. Oh, this little part is Jesus. And the weird part is it's not all, like, it's all the same story over and over again. They tell the same story about Jesus' life over and over. First Matthew tells it, and then Mark is like, dude, that's not what, you're fucking drunk. Here's what happened. I'll tell you what happened. Hey, Paul, you weren't even here. Shut the fuck up. And I started reading it because I never read it. I was raised Catholic, but they don't encourage you to read in the church. They don't. They don't want you to read this. You know, Jews read this shit in Hebrew. And Baptists sit down, they read together. But the Catholics, they want you to come in the building. They want you to come in and they tell you. And you're like, can I read it? And they're like, no, I'll tell you what happened. You know, sorry, put the book down. But it's interesting because when you read the stories, you know, you think of them as lofty, kind of like, but some of them are just basic life in the Jesus life. Okay, here's one. This is when he turned water into wine. This is his first miracle. This is John chapter 2, okay? Okay, and on the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the wedding. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, they have no wine here. And Jesus saith unto her, woman, what have I to do with thee? Just life. Mary was a fucking alcoholic. He took her to a wedding, and there's no fucking wine, Jesus. What am I supposed to do here without wine? And he's like, Mom! Don't! Anyway, you know the rest of the story is that Jesus, he's at the wedding, they had no wine. The guy, so Jesus went to the guy running the wedding and he was like, look in the water barrel. Like that, like a close-up magician. Why don't you take a look? Maybe it's not the Red Queen. Go ahead, flip that card over. What do you think? told him to look in the water barrel, and he looked, and it was wine. He had turned all their water into wine. Everybody rejoiced. Except the guy running the wedding was probably like, we did need some water. It's actually a bigger problem. I have a feeling a lot of his miracles were met with mixed. Like, oh, thanks. That's great, Jesus. Fuck. Like Lazarus. Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. And Jesus comes to town and he says, Lazarus, rise. And Lazarus comes out of the tomb like, and Lazarus' wife is like, are you fucking kidding me right now? But so here's a story though I want to read to you. This story, I've never seen it in a Jesus movie. This story is not in any movies about Jesus. And it's not, I never, until I sat and read this, I never heard this story. Because it's weird. This is the story of Jesus cursing a fig tree. Does anybody by applause know of this story? Okay, that's just enough to make it clear. This is true. I mean, it's not, nothing's true in here. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know. What do I know? I wasn't there. I'm just trying to make it clear that I didn't make it up. They did. But anyway, all right, I don't know. Okay, here's the story. This is Mark chapter 11. It's when Mark went broke. Okay. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem, and when he had looked around about and seen all things, and the eventide was come, he went out unto Bethany with the 12. See, Bethany was like a suburb of Jerusalem. So he went in Jerusalem. You know, you see all the shit downtown, but you don't stay downtown. You go to the Marriott by the airport. You know? That's what Bethany was. Okay? And on the morrow, when they come from Bethany, Jesus was hungry. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came to it, if haply he might find anything thereon. But when he came to the tree, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs was not yet. And Jesus answered and saith unto the tree, no man shall eat fruit of thee hereafter and forever. And the disciples heard it. And in the morning when they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots and dead. And Peter, calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou dost cursest has withered away and died. And Jesus answered and saith unto them, have faith in God. What the fuck kind of a Jesus story is that? Hey, Jesus, you killed a tree. That's right, motherfucker. What's the fucking point to this story? What is the moral? That Jesus just killed a tree. He was hungry. He was fucking cranky. He was like, there's no figs. Fuck you, tree. You're fucking dead, you piece of shit. I wanted a fig. You're fucking dead. Watch this. And the tree's like, but the time of figs is not yet. It's just not yet. I need another week. You want fruit out of season? Go to Whole Foods, you fucking Jew. I didn't do anything. I mean, you can't act like that, man. You can't act like that. You walk around acting like that, folks will nail you to a cross. That's what they'll do. They will. You gotta fucking cool it, Jesus. He got a little, you know. That's really what happened. got a little shitty. A little big, you know. He went to Jerusalem. It's a big town for a boy from Galilee. And he didn't just walk into Jerusalem. He walked in, and his friends were like, "King of the Jews, y'all! King of the motherfucking Jews!" The Jews didn't like that. The Jews were like, "Not my president," whatever, you know. So they nailed him to a cross. This is what they did. And this, the weirdest thing to me about Catholicism and all Christianity is this image. This image is the image of the biggest, most powerful religion, the cleanest religion. And it's a fucking dead guy with nails, just blood. And it's in every polite room in the world. Every nice, quiet place is a fucking Jesus. And the president and his wife, and they wear pearls, and then we always go to look at the fucking, it's just weird. Because it promotes nicely ideas like honor thy mother and thy father, because they, it's just macabre. But I love it, I love the image, I love it. I was raised Catholic my whole life. I love this image, I stare at it. Every time I go by a church, if it's open, I go in because I want to see their Jesus. They all have a different Jesus. They're a little different. Some of them he's really suffering. And some of them he's just like, oh, well. I really got myself in a noodle this time, boy. Sometimes it's just a cross. Like, oh, fuck, where'd he go? Jesus got away. But they're all different. I was in a Korean church, and I saw a Korean Jesus. They had a Korean Jesus with the... Don't get mad. How else would I know? It was just, what, Korean Jesus? Ooh, whatever. Whatever. Jesus looks different everywhere. Mostly Jesus has blonde hair and blue eyes, which we know he didn't have, but that's who won everything, so they get to draw him. The truth is Jesus was black, but you don't see that often. Black Jesus. Hey man, get me the fuck down from here. Whatever, all right. But everybody wants Jesus to look like them, so they draw him to look like them. That's why I don't like that he's always skinny. Jesus is always rail thin, just fucking, I've been doing Pilates for months getting ready for this. It's not fair. You never see a fat Jesus. I never one time saw like just a fat Jesus. With like 10 nails in each hand. He might have been fat. We don't know. I'll tell you what Jesus was not, is Korean. There's no Koreans in Jerusalem in the year 1. But I was raised Catholic, and I ended up walking away from that because I didn't like it. You know why? Because they tell you you're going to hell. And they tell little kids that. You're 5 years old in the church with all its majesty and all the buildings and the clothes. They go up to a 5-year-old and they're like, oh, you're going to hell. Oh, yeah. You're going right to hell. And you're 5 and you're like, what did I do? And the church is like, you know what you did, you piece of shit. And you're going to full hell, too. There's no kids' hell, you understand? You're going right to the show. If you're 5 years old, you steal a crayon from your sister, and then you lie about it, you get hit by a truck, you're roommates with Hitler. There's no difference. There's no difference. They take you in a room, and they're pouring hot lead into Hitler's asshole. He's like, ah! No! And then you walk in there like, all right, step up, it's your turn. Hitler's like, oh, good luck, little fella.
poor Hitler, man. I mean, at this point, he's been down there for 75 years. He's probably nice now. Hitler's probably nice to newcomers in hell, you know. Hi, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad, yeah. What's that? Oh, yeah, okay. I was so scared of hell when I was a kid. I remember when I found out that gay people go to hell, according to the church, and I got scared. Because I'm not gay, but what if God thinks I'm gay? What if I come off a little queer to the Lord? What if he happens to glance at me when I hit my toe and I'm like, ow? He's like, huh, I know where you're going, you faggot. I mean, that's their thing. I don't believe that. God doesn't hate you because you're gay. God made you gay because he hates you. No. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. There's no God. But you know who I feel sorry for? Who I really feel sorry for is a gay man's sperm. Just think about that. That's a tough destiny. Being a sperm inside of a gay man, this is hard luck. Because if you're gay, that's great. But your sperm is not gay. Your sperm is just excited, like, we're next, fellas, here we go. Is that shit right there? Who's shitting this chick's pussy? Yeah. I was thinking about my life today. I was thinking about like when I grew up, and I was raised in an orphanage about a block from my parents' house. And it's a joke. My father is Mexican, and my yes, 6 of you here. My father's Mexican, my mother is dead, so I'm half dead on my mom's side, and I'm half Mexican. A lot of people don't believe I'm Mexican. When I tell them I'm Mexican, they say stupid things. They say things like, how can you look like that? What do you mean, how? Like I'm trying to, like look, I'm not Mexican. No, I'm not Mexican at all. Then I get home like, oh, señor. My parents, they got divorced when I was about 10, and I have kids now, and their parents are divorced also. And I remember when we told our kids about that we were going to divorce. If you get divorced, you should tell your children. So we had to do it carefully because they were 5 and 2 years old at the time, so we had to put it in a way that they could comprehend. So I remember we sat them down, and I said, okay, listen, you know how you love your dog? You love your dog. Like, sometimes you give your dog food from your plate. You're not supposed to, but you do that because you love your dog. Remember the other day your mom and I were like, don't give the dog any ham, but you did because you love your dog. Okay, so that's why we're getting a divorce. Because you don't listen. And we just can't take it anymore. It's just too hard to not be listened to. So we're going to move to separate homes and each have you for half the week because neither of us wants to have you all the time anymore. Yeah, and it's very sad because I love your mother very, very much. And she loves me so much. But we hate you more. That's how we handled it. You do your best, you know? That's all you can do with your kids. Just do your best. Nobody fucking knows right from wrong. When I was a kid, they just taught us things to just try to keep us, just shut the fuck up. Our morals were just shut the fuck up. Things like slow and steady wins the race. They taught us that. Slow and steady wins the race. Really, does it win the race? You know what beats slow and steady? Fast and steady. Kicks the shit out of slow and steady. Slow and steady beats old and retarded. That's about it. Stop telling that to kids. A lot of what they teach kids is just to make them polite people, you know? Like they teach them that there's words you shouldn't use. There's bad words. Don't use the bad words. I can't teach my kids that because I do this for a living. But I didn't want my kids to be, you know, assholes. So I used to tell them, like, okay, look, there's no bad words. There's no bad words. All words are good, bad, nothing. But there's some people that get upset when you use certain words. So if you're going to use those words, look at the person first and try to guess if they're that kind of person. Sometimes you can offend somebody when you weren't even trying to. Like there's certain phrases, certain statements that if you're going to say them, you should say them without stopping in the middle. Certain things, if you're going to say them, don't clear your throat in the middle. Okay? You don't want to say things like, there are too many black people suffering from discrimination. We need to stop the Jews from feeling excluded. I once fucked a baby and then I fucked him again. So you want to get through that one. Otherwise people get the wrong idea. They'll think you only fucked that baby once. But it's tricky, you know, if you're trying to teach your kids right from wrong, you got to choose a side often because not everybody agrees on what's right and wrong. So how do you know, Like abortion, some people think it's murder. Some people don't. I think people should get abortions, like a lot, like as many as you can. You should try to get a lot of abortions. You know why? Because it creates jobs. More abortions, more jobs for the doctors and the nurses and the dumpster guy. Everybody gets a job. They have to work. How are they going to feed their kids if you don't kill yours? You got to think of everybody. Abortion is a big topic, of course, because Roe v. Wade was overturned. Roe versus Wade. Of course, we all know what this is. This was a court case. Roe was a woman who wanted an abortion, and Wade was the baby, I guess. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I never found out who Wade was. Wade must have been the baby. Anyway. But now that we don't have that, every state has to come up with their own law based on how people feel. They have to listen to people and see how they feel. I think most Americans feel, on average, the same thing about abortion. They feel like people should be able to get abortions if they need them, but, just keep it down a little bit. That's all. That's just go ahead. But, come on. Do it, but don't be like, woo-hoo-hoo! Like,
So we need a law that covers that keeps it available but limits it. Here's what I think we should do. Let's make this the law. You can get an abortion anytime, anywhere, but if you get an abortion, you have to eat it. I think that's fair. Because that'll keep it, that'll make you, fuck, I gotta eat it? I better do it soon. Just trying to make everybody happy, you know? Some Catholics believe that contraception is murder. They think if you wear a condom, if you stop a sperm from getting to an egg, you killed a possible baby. By that logic, I could say that any woman that won't fuck me is a murderer. Let me tell you, there's a bunch of murdering bitches out there. But murder is a weird law structure also. That's not a sentence, didn't make any sense. But murder should be simple because it's a binary crime. You kill somebody or you don't. They're alive or they're dead. It's one or the other. But the laws around murder are a little murky. One person kill somebody, get 100 years. Somebody else gets 20. Why? What's the difference? Here's what they base your sentence on with murder. They base it on how you felt when you murdered them. That's weirdly important. They say, okay, you shot him in the face. But what was up with you, man? Like, what was going on? Like, come on. I think if you murder somebody, your sentence should be based on how old the person was that you murdered. That should matter. How much of their life did you take away? Like, if you see a 3-year-old girl in the park and you just kick her to death, it's a hypothetical. Fucking grow up. It's a hypothetical. I'm not asking you to go do that. I'm just asking you to just really imagine just kicking a 3-year-old till she's dead. If you kill a 3-year-old, you should do a lot of time. You should do a lot of time, unless she's got like diabetes. You got to work it all in. But what if you kill somebody who's like 98? He's 98 and he's like in a hospice. He's not even good 98. He's in a hospice. You know what hospice is? It's like a hospital where they don't try to help you. And say there's a guy who's like 98 in a hospice. He's got cancer and AIDS and COVID. And he's like, and they just unplugged him. And right then you walk in. Shoot him right in the face. You should get like 5 minutes for that. I was thinking about that today. I was, because I'm going to see my dad next week. And my dad, let me tell you something, okay? My father is not in a hospice. My dad is in a facility being kept alive. For whose benefit? I don't get it. It's just and they just put food in and just, come on, keep going. Like, what does he have, a secret he hasn't told yet? Because, look, my mom just died. She just died. That's how it works. By the way, for you young people, here's how life goes. One of your parents is going to die, and the other one is just never going to fucking die. They just will never fucking die. Ever. And guess what? It's not the one you wanted. Nope. It's not the one you wish to have kept. It's not your good parent. Nobody's got two good parents. You have a nice one and a shitty one.
And the nice one just dies, because that's what nice people do. I'll just die. I don't want to bother everybody. And the shitty one just hangs in there.
I'm still here. Another day of this.
Why? What the fuck for the long life? You can live too long, I think. You can live too long. Some people are 100. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody knows you. What are you going to run into somebody? Hey! Some people are even older. Some people are. You ever read about the oldest person in the world? There's always an oldest person. And sometimes you read about them because the other one just died. That's when they tell you that there's a new oldest person. Last one I read about was 114. 114. He's a teenager after 100. You know what that means? That means he's got a kid who's like 92. Who's like, please fucking die. I'm just hanging around so I can have 1 week without you in it. I mean, here's the bad news. You're gonna die. But here's the good news. When you get closer, you're gonna wanna fucking die. It doesn't keep being good. You don't get to keep your life the way it is. Like, I'm 55. Both hands hurt. Both hands. Both my hips hurt. I'm lucky I have only one asshole. The whole fucking body hurts. When you're like in your 30s, you don't even think about it. You're like, because here's like, there's the beginning of your life, and there's the end. So like, you start like in your like here by your 30s, you just shuffle. You don't even aware of this movement. You're just shuffling along. Hey, this life is good. It's pretty cool. And then somewhere you're kind of aware that way down there, people are falling off the edge. Oh, I don't know. It's weird. And then you're not thinking. Then all of a sudden you're close, and you're oh fuck, I knew that guy. Oh my god. Holy shit. But there are signs that your time is coming to an end, you know? Like they don't make my shampoo anymore. They don't make it. It's like, why'd you stop? Like, you're the only one. Nobody fucking cares about you. And so I thought, I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna make my own shampoo. I'm gonna look it up online. I'm gonna look at the ingredients. I'm gonna make my own. And I found myself at a dinner telling a table full of people. So I decided to make my own shampoo. That's one of those moments where you tell yourself, just don't tell folks anything. You don't need to say it out loud. Just do what you're doing, die as soon as possible. Do I have a huge stain? Yeah, that's all right. It's all right, so what? Okay. No. Who's running? Oh, okay. I thought they were coming to bring me something. There's nothing you can do. You'd have to change my whole lifestyle for the rest of the show. It doesn't matter. I'm fat. I'm a fat guy. I'm fat. My pronouns are that fat fuck and... But here's the thing, I have body dysmorphia. I think I look good. I like this. I'm fine with it. I decided to stop exercising. That's what I decided this year. I'm just not doing it anymore. I made it to 55. If I stop exercising now, it just means I might make 75 instead of 78. It's not that big a fucking deal. I'm just not gonna do it. You know who inspired me? Was Trump. It's the one thing he said that I liked. I don't know if you ever heard this, but Trump believes, he just believes, nobody told him this, but he believes that you should move as little as possible. Because you have a finite amount of movements and then you stop. He believes that. He just went, yeah, that sounds right. And he just thought it up. And he's proving it to be true. I mean, it's fucking working. I don't like the new exercise either. I don't like the Peloton, you know. It's a bike you ride and there's a video that encourages you. And they have that mirror that you stand there and it teaches you exercises. Then they have that gun you put in your mouth and you fucking... No, you shouldn't kill yourself. That's what I think. You should not kill yourself. That's my opinion. I don't know you. Ask somebody that knows you. But my general feeling is you shouldn't kill yourself. You know why? Because you're going to die anyway. You're going to die. What are you getting violent for? It's going to happen. I wish I was dead. You will be. Just sit there. You don't have to do anything. It really is the most effective argument against suicide, is that you're going to die either way. It also happens to be the best argument for suicide, which is awkward. Go ahead, you're going to die if you don't. Anyway, a friend of mine sent me a porn the other day. Folks can just send you pornography now. It was a porn, it was two old men. Like really old guys, really old. And they were sucking each other's cocks. Like really sucking each other's cocks. They were so old. I was surprised they were doing anything. But there they were. One of them's like sitting on the edge of a bed and his socks have fallen, you know. And the other guy's on his knees on a pillow and he's just fucking blowing the guy. Then they switched places. I watched long enough to see them switch places. And when the second guy was done, I called my friend and said, "Why'd you send me this?" He said, "Because it's amazing." And it really was, you know? It really was. I've watched it a few times. Because it doesn't turn me on, it's inspiring. Because you're like, go fellas. Because you worry about old guys. You know, you see an old man walking by himself with just a grapefruit in a plastic bag, you know? And you're like, oh shit, that's horrible. Maybe he's going to suck another guy's cock. Life might be better than you think. It's interesting because porn used to be like you go find your thing, you know? But now you go to a porn site, it's everybody's stuff. You can put in a search word to narrow it down, or you can look around. Find new things. I saw a fart porn one time. It was a fart porn. I never thought I'd be turned on by farts. I'm not interested in farts. Farts are okay. I'm farting right now. I've been farting this whole time. And I didn't want to watch it because it was a fart porn. It was because of the title. The title is what got me. The title was, "Nice Girl Farts in Your Face." Who's not going to watch that? Nice girl farts in your face. So I click on it. And there's this girl standing there. I'm like, she is nice. She's totally nice. Just a nice girl standing there. Pink sweater with little blue buttons on it. And she's looking in the camera and she says, "Hi, I'm so glad to see you." I was like, wow, she made me feel good, you know? And then she turns around like she's reached, she goes, "I gotta show you something I bought." And she's reaching up and all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was in the title, I knew it was gonna happen, but I was like, oh my God. She just farted right in my face. She seemed so nice. But the best part is when her reaction, because I thought she would be like, "That's right, I farted in your face." But she wasn't, she was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened." I've never been that hard in my entire life. I was so excited. Because I realized it's not really about the fart, it's about the shame. It's about the sexy shame of a truly nice girl who just thunder farted right in your face, and she regrets it. Here's the worst part. I can't find one that good again. I can't. They're never that good. I've been chasing the dragon on this fart porn for months. It's just always some bored chick. Hello. Like, come on. Tighten it up, would you? A little bit? I have been dating recently. Dating's not fun. Dating's horrible. Nobody wants to date. Even if you meet somebody and you really want to go out with them and they say yes, you're excited in that moment. But the day of the date, you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to do this. Every time I'm ringing a doorbell to pick a woman up, I'm like, I hope she's dead in there. I really do. I hope something awful happened. I don't want to sit in a place and breathe unevenly for 3 hours and just sweating where your body is folded and just, You ever have a date that goes well? It's like good from the beginning. You're like, you get a little laugh at the beginning. Hi, ha, ha, something funny, and they both laugh. Feels good. You agree on stuff. When you don't agree, you laugh about it. You're even able to be quiet a little bit while you're eating, and it's nice, feels comfortable. And then you drop them off, and you're like, I hope I see you again. And she says, I hope so too. And you feel like, this is something new in my life. This is wonderful. Then you go home, and your wife is like, where were you all night? You know, and you're just fucking... But I'm older now. I'm divorced, and I still date mostly women who are younger than me recently, because that's who looks better. No, it's true. But I don't like have it. I've always been with women my age or older. I was married to a woman a year older than me for 10 years, and that's always been the way there's some guys that have to be with a younger woman. There's cultures that believe the man should be much older. Like there's religions that have like a formula, like take the man's age and subtract 10, and then whatever else you have to do to get to 12. Just solve for 12. But I didn't suddenly get interested in younger women. What happened was I got older and they got interested in me, because younger women like older guys. They just do. This the other part nobody says. I don't do anything to get younger women. I just stand there like this. And they see me and they're like, that would be so weird to fuck that old guy. And then we get blamed. The older guy always gets blamed. You see an older man with a young woman, everybody's like, that guy's a pervert. No, she's a pervert. He's normal. He likes pretty women. She likes that. The fuck is wrong with her? And they're weird. I was having sex with this woman, and she was about 35, and we're in bed. She starts calling me daddy. I was like, please don't, young lady. Please don't do that. She said, why does it make you uncomfortable when I call you daddy during sex? Is it because you have daughters? I said, no. It makes me uncomfortable because I have a father. And I used to call him daddy when he fucked me. By the way, thanks for laughing at me because I got fucked by my dad. I was not laughing at the time because I was coming because he fucked me good. My daddy fucked me so good. It's not his fault. I made him do it. I was such a brat. I was 10. I was like, Daddy, fuck me! Poor guy. He's like, I know I'm spoiling this child, but I can't say no. Thank you very much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Thank you for coming. Get home safe. Thank you. Good night.